Good afternoon. It is 3:02. I'm Joseph Bonanno, live from the 104.5 The Zone Circus Sports at the Mid-Kentucky Down Studios. In Titans news this week, rookies have reported ahead of training camp yesterday, while the vets are scheduled to report next Tuesday before training camp officially begins on Wednesday. The team also placed safety Amani Hooker and tackle J.C. Latham on the PUP list. They waived tackle Ryan Hayes and signed tackle Zach Thomas to the roster. LeBron James has made his decision as he is headed to join the Philadelphia 76ers on a 2-year, $8 million contract that includes a player option. James will head into his 24th NBA season. Announced on Twitter, this will be his final destination in the NBA. For your foundation repair, whatever you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5, this on Friday edition. Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. Hope you're having a great day. Weekend is upon us. We are live in the studio on the world-famous Music Row.
Yeah.
Babsy on assignment today. Executive producer of 3HL is Zeph Dog.
What up?
What up, little Zephyr?
What was your best moment when Rio, you spotted the Atlanta Braves tattoo on Rio?
I didn't even spot that. That was Babs.
It was.
She found it first, and she turned around and said, Zeph, look, a Braves tattoo.
Slay Dog is here, y'all.
I'm in the building. Time.
Want to say a big thank you to you guys for participating with the show during the week and also for consuming the SEC Media Days broadcast, which were presented by two great companies. Wholesale Supply, built to supply, trusted to deliver, and by eSpace's exceptional office space for every business locally owned and operated. Visit espaces.com. Please support the people that support us. We appreciate that. You can hop in with us and interact by watching the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Make sure you hit that live button. And we've got several guests coming on today. Big Savagery, Ramon Foster will join us at 3:20. You can hear him, Ramon and Will, weekday mornings, 6 to 10 on 104.5 The Zone. We'll talk about J.C. Latham hitting the pump list with the big man. Big Ragu, some call. Greg Cosell, NFL matchup, NFL films. I want to ask him, Diego Pavia got waived yesterday, and I want to ask him, based on the tape at Vanderbilt, is he an NFL quarterback? And we've gone down that path before, but wanted to re-hit that with him. And we'll go from there. Andy Staples, the big takeaways from SEC Media Days. He covers college football for On3.com, does a great job. We've known him a long time. Todd Furman talks sports from a betting perspective. At 5:20, he will join us. LeBron to Philly. How does that shake things up in the NBA?
I like it.
With regard to futures. And then the Big O Car coming up at 5:45. Yep, that is the big story of the day. And LeBron, if you've not heard, a 2-year, $8 million deal. Takes a veteran minimum. He said money would not be the driving force in this decision, and it was not. That is the veteran minimum. LeBron headed to Philly. Shams said on the Pat McAfee show that he does anticipate him playing both of those years.
That'll be good. That's yeah. Go get your chip, man.
He said, LeBron being he, said, this is my last decision. Probably not in life, you know. I mean, that's kind of a broad stroke there.
I think just getting it on out there, letting people know, like, let's focus in on this journey right here.
You know, I immediately thought, like, what if you hired somebody to make all of your decisions for you? They just roll with you all day long.
That'll be like you'll be out there on the whim at some point.
I would love to do that one day and just like you go along with me and you just make every decision for me. I'll be like, yep, play. Sometimes you do anyway.
Just got to roll whatever I pick.
That's right. He said, quote, I believe I can help make the Philadelphia 76ers a championship team, and I'm so excited to energize a new fan base and start this incredible journey one last time. Thank you, L.A., Miami. I'm forever in love, and Northeast Ohio will always be home.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
Get them all out there.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to become the first NBA player to win a championship in 4 different places.
That's a feat. It means you're the ingredient. Stirring the gumbo.
They'll be in the mix, right?
Oh, absolutely. They were going to be in the mix without him. If Embiid was healthy. But with him, it was like, oh, it's a whole different, man. They got the young. They got experience.
Embiid gives you about 30 games a year, basically.
He just need to get it to you on the back end.
Yeah.
Be healthy, big fella. Because he's unstoppable when healthy. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Jaylen Brown. Sham says this deal does not happen if Jaylen Brown doesn't go there.
That makes sense. That makes sense because you get a guy that can really go. He can carry the team, but they got a guy. They got three guys that are used to carrying teams and a budding star in Tyrese Maxey.
Yes, when
it comes to, and then VJ Edgecombe you can lean on, and who came on at the end of throughout the year, not the end of the year, came on through the year. And then you go in and add what's the name? Phylon.
Phylon's on that team.
They got some weapons, man. Like a lot of times you see people hook up like this and it kind of depletes the team, the roster as far as the depth goes. That's not the case for this one. You got championship experience right there.
Have we checked in with our good friend Jimmy Shapiro, who is a noted Philadelphia 76ers fan?
No, we have not.
We need to check in with Jimmy.
Oh, this ought to be good. This ought to be a great conversation.
Every Army-Navy game. So Jimmy is a PR guy, and he helps USAA put together Radio Row, which we will be going again, 25th year since 9/11. So the Army-Navy game will be in New York this year, and we'll be there. But Jimmy puts all that together, and we always have an incredible time with him. But he gets going, man.
Yeah.
And you can't talk him out of things.
Yeah.
And so the debates that you guys have about the 76ers, certain players, the NBA is always hysterical to me over drinks.
Yeah. Hey, this is a ongoing feud with me and him, talking about basketball at the Army-Navy game. So, listen, I'm looking forward to it. He ought to be in good spirits this time.
Right?
Great spirits.
Was he going off on Tobias Harris or something one time?
I think that was 3 years ago. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Tobias still rolling.
Yep. He should be in great. Well, I know one thing. Wherever we are, we got to have a TV, so we can make sure our game is on when we do the little dinner that night.
We need to check and see if there's an NBA game that night.
Yeah.
Never been in the Garden.
Well, we in New York.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Never been in the Garden.
Oh, here it is again. Allen Houston. We got to reach out. Come on.
Come on, Big Al.
Come on,
I think the funniest thing about this LeBron signing is like all these like college athletes that have like NIL deals more than what LeBron's getting paid for 2 years in Philadelphia. Like I saw
here. This is from On3. Contract earnings bigger than LeBron James in college football this year. Darian Mensah, quarterback, Miami, $6.5 million. LeBron getting $4 million. Quarterback Dante Moore, Oregon, $5 million. Wide receiver Jeremiah Smith, Ohio State, $5 million. Quarterback Trinidad Chambliss, Ole Miss, $5 million. Quarterback Sam Levitt, LSU, $4.5 million. And these guys make the same amount of money. Quarterback Damon Williams Jr., Washington. Offensive tackle Jordan Seaton, LSU, both at $4 million, as is quarterback Josh Hoover at Indiana, $4 million. But, I mean, he knows this is it.
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown goes to Philadelphia. That solidifies that roster as one of the teams that could do it.
Mm-hmm.
But then I started thinking about it. Where do we put LeBron at this point? If you have a scale of elite player, very good, good, not good, awful. That's a five-tiered thing.
A lot.
Is he still elite, or is he in the very good part?
I would put him. He's elite when need to be, and when his need to be elite is, that would be the playoffs. I think he's very good at this point. Meaning going through the.
Isn't that crazy?
Going through the
What is he? 43?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Going in year, 22, 21, 22, 23? I don't even know. It's 20 plus years playing the game at this level where you still have to put him on the scouting report. You know what I'm saying? The fact that he's going into a
41, he's going to be 42 this year.
Going into a team with Embiid, who's the MVP, Jaylen Brown, who arguably could have been an MVP, and then himself with an MVP. Like this, This is it right here. I think if you look at it, when they put this squad together, what they wanted outside of the defensive end, because, I mean, at some point, like, you just lose a little bit of athletic ability, and that's crazy to be saying about a 41-year-old, but a little bit of athletic ability. But what they wanted to get in Ben Simmons, as far as setting the table, that's what LeBron can go and do with all these scores around him. Who are you doubling? That means you got to play LeBron one-on-one or Jaylen Brown one-on-one, Tyrese Maxey one-on-one.
How do you deal with the big and roll?
Edge come, if you want to throw it on the block, Embiid, we don't need you step. You get to go on the block. So this is one of those cases where this is addition by subtraction in numbers. Meaning Embiid, we don't need you to average 40. Maxey, we don't need you to average 30. Jaylen Brown, we don't need you to average 30. LeBron, you don't need to average 30. You can literally go 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, and they all can go get them numbers. You know what I'm saying? Without forcing shots or anything. So with the ball being spread around and you just riding a hot hand, night in and night out, any one of these guys get hot can go for 50. Any one of them, including Edgecombe. Like this is it's going to be interesting to watch, man. Basketball, making moves. But guess what? It's football season, so we got to wait.
76ers this morning were plus 750 to land him. Miami and Cleveland have been the favorites and have been going back and forth. Then Golden State. Shams said today, everyone in the NBA is stunned right now that he went there.
Yeah, I love it. Shake it up, man.
From DraftKings, the Sixers go from plus 6,000 before LeBron's decision and before Jaylen Brown, too, to plus 900 now. He still moves the needle. I know a lot of people get LeBron out or whatever, and I kind of was in the decision. Like, I'm not, checking Twitter every minute to see where LeBron's going. Just tell me, when the decision is made, and that's what happened today. But, excuse me, but he still moves the needle. There's no question.
How about that poor Heat social media intern that accidentally posted that YouTube live stream scheduled and then got fired for it?
Yeah. Posted an announcement for LeBron to go to the Heat and then deleted it, but it got screenshot and then got fired, I guess. And now because the job posting was up.
And now LeBron's not even going to the Heat.
Nope.
So, dang, lost your job for nothing.
Philly is the third betting favorite behind San Antonio and Oklahoma City.
Let me throw this at you. Just in the Eastern Conference, do you know how much the tickets are going to be when Boston plays Philly, when New York plays Philly? When they go to the Garden or when they go to
That's like back in the day with the rivalries. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
This move takes us back
when
in the
76ers, the Knicks were good. They were battling. Boston was good. They were battling like death. Dude, them tickets going to be like playoff tickets trying to get. Miami will be another one. But, dog,
there are 12 players with 20-plus seasons. LeBron with 23, most ever. Vince Carter, 22. Dirk Nowitzki, 21. Kevin Garnett, 21. Kevin Willis, 21. Robert Parrish, the Chief, with 21. Chris Paul with 21. Udonis Haslem with 20.
UD, my guy.
Jamal Crawford with 20. Kobe Bryant with 20. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with 20. And Kyle Lowry with 20.
Man, what was Tim Duncan? I think Tim Duncan might have been 19.
Just short, yeah, I think.
Dang. That's a call. You said Karl Malone, too, huh? Darn. These dudes, and them dudes played.
Although
Karl
Malone looked like he was 60 years old when he was
done. They played forever too, man.
All right, let's get Ramon Foster in here. Big Savagery.
Savage doing it here.
Will join us when we come back. Stay tuned. 3HL 104.5 The Zone. eSpaces.com. You need to check these guys out, man. If you are working out of your house, maybe you're on the countertop right now, it doesn't need to be that way. eSpaces will help you out. Beautifully documented that they are locally owned and operated. They invest in countless local high schools and local youth sports. They are great, great people. John Pirtle and his crew can help you out. They have execs available all the time right here. Direct access to decision makers. So anytime you have any question, They are here to serve you. eSpaces.com. That's eSpaces.com. Maybe you are in the habit of holding a big meeting in a hotel conference room. It doesn't have to be that way either. These guys can help you out with that, whether you need, I don't know, a cubicle or an office or a podcast studio. They have those as well. eSpaces.com, and they have 12 Middle Tennessee locations. So one can definitely serve you and be close to you. Goodlettsville, 2 in Green Hills. Cool Springs, Murfreesboro, the Roundabout, Brentwood, 2 in downtown Franklin. Burton Hills, the Nation's Music Row. They're also in Atlanta, Orlando, and Knoxville, Memphis. They're coming at you soon. Private offices, team suites, meeting rooms that are fully equipped, 24/7 access, flexible terms, beautiful professional spaces that are move-in ready. Tours available now. All of the information, all of the locations you will find right there online, eSpaces.com. Again, that's eSpaces.com.
What's happening, y'all? It's time to get to Circus Sports. Why? Because the numbers and the lines and the odds are all changing constantly, especially with this move that just happened in the NBA. Go in there and get your future picks up. But before that, we got college football and NFL right around the corner, good people. Time to go and take advantage. At the Mint at Kentucky Downs. Two-story sports betting experience, every detail crafted for the ultimate sports fan. From June 1st to July 19th, and that's over with. You could have made a wager, but you didn't. But now you still get to go up and make a wager and find out exactly who your team is that you're riding with through the playoffs. And when you go in, understand, they got slots set up. You got good restaurants, you can go in there. And they got the setup, the stadium seating, where you can watch all games. They got so many TVs with the cages right there in front of you. Go down there, wager, go sit down, get the food brought to you, and relax. Circus Sports in Franklin, Kentucky, the Mint Gaming Hall at Kentucky Downs is Circus Sports.
A day at the spa, the perfect gift for birthdays, anniversaries, or any occasion. Lavish and luxurious, yet affordable. A grand gesture, yet simple for you. The gift card from A Moment's Peace. Give her the gift she won't buy herself. An escape, a bit of luxury. Something special that shows more than just words. A gift from A Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa in Cool Springs across I-65 from Galleria Mall. Call 615-224-0770 or go online at amomentspeace.com anytime.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty. Ron Slay with you. Dawn Davenport will be back on Monday. She's checking out some kid baseball.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with a little baseball now and then.
Hell no. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Check them out, Babs. Let us know how things going.
I've got this busted up Brett Kern bobblehead in front of me. What's going on here? Why is somebody disrespecting Brett Kern's bobblehead? He's got a broken arm. He doesn't have a hand.
He's been sitting up on the little light for so long. Somebody broke him down.
He doesn't have a right hand. It's gone.
Darn shame what happened to Kern.
Got amputated. Bobblehead Kern's right hand got amputated.
Dog Kern. Dog.
Ramon Foster joins us now, Big Savagery. Ramon and Will, weekday mornings from 6 to 10 on 104.5 The Zone, Titans radio analyst on game days. Ramon, what's up? How are you?
Man, not much, man. Y'all boys sound real low in energy and voices cracking up. I thought y'all supposed to be down there working. It sounded like y'all was down there having a good time.
What did we do, 45 conversations in 4 days?
Good God. Oh, it was serious. So serious.
You know, it's not tough being somewhere. You know this from doing morning show, but working in the mornings. It's not tough being somewhere before 7 o'clock in the morning, but it is tough when 5 hours earlier you were literally asleep in a pool.
Hold up. That's an accident waiting to happen, man. You're going to have to break this down. Sleep in a pool is like, you're talking about like in the tanning area, like you just in the water?
I got in one of those circular floats, and I just leaned back, and the water was warm because Zeph had the hot tub turned on, and it was spilling over. I felt like I was in the womb, man. I've never been more comfortable.
Just nestled on in.
So I think Slay smoked an extra stick just because he was worried about me.
Hanging out.
He was on lifeguard duty. That's what he was doing.
Make sure my dog was cool.
Let's start with this. I think I saw where you're teaming up with From Your Father to help kids growing up with single mom to start the school year with confidence. 104.5 The Zone shoe drive benefiting kids growing up with a single mom. From Your Father.org, the website. What you got going there, man?
Man, we're doing it August 8th, man. It is the kickoff to confidence, man. And y'all know what it is, man. Going back to school, you might have school uniforms that you have to get into. You got to have your shirt tucked in. The school tell you a lot of what to do, but there's one thing that you can control, and that's those shoes, man. You know? Yeah. And I feel like no matter what, even when we were growing up, man, my mom was single before she met my stepdad. Like, she always found a way to get us a fresh pair of kicks. And to be quite honest with you, that's all that really matters. Yeah. Because the fresh shoes being a fresh start, I felt like for the most part, man. And I'm passionate about that. I'm very much anti-bullying when it comes to kids, and that is probably one of the easiest way kids get picked on is their shoes. And, man, this is our third year doing it. We're going to be doing it at the Nike Tanger Outlets out in Antioch, and we're going to pair up with Princess Chicken and get everybody fed as well. But it's on my Twitter. I put it on my Instagram yesterday. There's a QR code that you can scan to donate. $55 sponsors of kids' shoes, but we'll take anything. I don't care if it's $2. Just pour into it, man. As much as this Nashville community give to us, myself, this one way of being able to give back, man, to the ones that really appreciate and love that, and that's getting them a fresh pair of shoes for school, man. So I'd appreciate it if y'all could retweet that out. If you're listening to it, go to @RamonFoster. On Twitter, it's pinned to my profile. You'll see it, and hit the QR code or go to the website, www.fromyourfather.org. So, yeah, it's not a .com that I'd have made up. This is an official charity that I'm pairing up with that's going to make sure that the kids are laced up. Last year, Savage was there. We did it. What was it, about 50 to 60 kids, 40 to 60 kids that we, man, saw go through the Nike outlet and just have a ball of picking out their pair of shoes. I'm talking about little ones all the way to teenagers, man. It was real cool. And it's a situation also with From Your Father that they have to meet the requirements of the program. It's not just people showing up to get it. So there's a list that they have to provide for us so that we can help get these families in order before they go back to school, man. I think Metro starts back the 11th, 10th or the 11th, and our shoe drive's on the 8th. So they're going to be just fresh right before school kicks off.
Perfect. Well done, Savage. FromYourFather.org, O-R-G. Get that done. Check it out and help these kids out, man.
Good stuff, Drew.
No doubt about it.
How concerned should we be about J.C. Latham being on the PUP list?
Will and I kind of categorized it this morning. It was his. Like, it's just like a yellow flag, just a warning. Like, hey, you can go ahead and continue to play, but we got our eye on you. And it's kind of twofold when you look at, like, JC's situation. One, well, it's numerous angles. I don't want to just go twofold. It's numerous angles. One is we don't know what it is. It could just be a hand. Like, it could be his thumb. It could be an elbow. I don't know if it's upper body. I don't know if it's back. I don't know if it's shoulder. So I'm not going to overly speculate on, how long he will be out. It's just that understanding that before training camp even kicks off, he's on the PUP list. And what you want in this situation is for it to not be lingering and a long-term injury. And, like, we were speaking about it this morning. I'm sure you guys are going to talk about it a little bit more. Like, if it was anybody else, you'd almost just be like, oh, okay, cool, moving on. Like, if you tell me, like, hey, J.C. Latham, Peter Skoronsky starting on the PUP list, you'd be like, okay, well, cool. He'll be ready when we need him to be. The fact that, J.C. kind of hit that rookie wall, and he talked about that in his rookie year. Then last year he starts the season off injured, and injuries happen, but the fact that you didn't get that second-year jump that you needed from him starting on the PUP list in his third year, which is the year that I've always kind of looked at and be like, yeah, guys kind of really get their stride in year 3.
Yeah.
It's the same way Savage and I have talked about, like, by that junior year in high school, you realize either, like, yeah, I'm a D1 player, or, like, you realize I need to go in a different direction. It's the same way in the NFL for the most part. This is a big year for JC because, if I'm not mistaken, it determines this year's play if they decide to pick up this fifth-year option going into that fourth year next summer. So there's a lot that's weighed on it. And not just that, Dan Moore is, the Titans have an out in his contract after this season. And if Dan plays well enough, he's got a very team-friendly salary. So there's no real need. But you do think about the idea of if JC has a up-and-down year, do you need to be considering in the draft another first-round offensive lineman? Or do at some point you move JC around, and find another solution at right tackle or whatever the case may be. It's just JC's just in a tough situation, I think, perception-wise, because there's a lot at stake for him, and the availability side of his game is showing up in the NFL when it never really showed up in college.
Savage, on that same page, when you're walking into a new regime, coaching regime like this, you're trying to get back acclimated, especially on the offensive line. You miss the spring, you miss OTAs, summer, like going into training camp. Is it any thought team-wise? Because we talked about it a lot. Like, if there's a unit that has to move together, it is the offensive line. So, especially coming off the years that they've come off, well, that's been highlighted. Regardless of the individual growth that we've seen throughout, like, as a unit, it's not been good. Does this stunt that growth if he misses the first part, like first week, first two weeks of it? He can still make up ground, but what about all the time that he missed? Is that like an Achilles heel for this group or no?
It can be for the group and for JC as well, because, again, when you miss all of that time, like, Savage, you remember when I hyperextended my knee?
Yeah.
Like, I never was able to really get back into, like, real good conditioning. I was in football shape, but it wasn't the conditioning side that I was needing for. And, again, I don't know if it's a lower body injury or a back or something like that that prevents JC from getting in shape for training camp. But missing that time, considering there's a real competition going on at right guard, you'll have a new center. And then on top of that, like you said, the 5 working at 1, we're trying to understand this offense and the scheme of it. Like the tackles, JC and Dan working with the tight ends, like that scheme. Trying to figure that part of it out. And that's where being injured, man, like really hurts you, especially when you're not established. When, you talk about a guy like Amani Hooker. I don't think anybody's really had a real conversation about Amani Hooker being on the PUP list.
No,
Amani Hooker's got.
That's a great point that you made earlier, because those names came out at the same time. Nobody's talking about Amani Hooker. Like, okay.
Because why, Mayor? Amani's answered the call.
You know what you have in him. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, he's got a lot in the bank of your emotional database, right? When it comes down to, like, I know Amani, I know he's going to be there. And that's where, for a young guy at such an important position, like right tackle for the Titans, like, it kind of hurts the public image of a guy like J.C. Latham, man. And not only just that, they're like watching and listening to the quarterback documentary on Netflix with Cam Ward in it. You know Cam needs soldiers with him. You know Cam wants to be great. You know Cam is going to demand so much of everybody surrounding him, and not having his big dogs with him or everybody that's supposed to be in the foxhole with him, like, that kind of asks the question, okay, will Cam be able to take the proper steps if he doesn't have his full offensive line with him, or at least guys that you can trust? Because we look at Austin Decklis and Brandon Crenshaw-Dixon as guys behind J.C. Latham that are fighting for the swing job. Do you trust those guys enough, along with a new right guard, to put you in a position that you trust his offensive line is going to take care of Cam and the running game? That's what J.C. being out potentially can do for you, or, play against his favor as far as the fans is concerned, Savage. So, like I know, the more reps that they can get together, the better they could be as a unit. And him starting off behind just kind of makes you side-eye. Here's what I do know, though, to be fair with him. He fought through a lot last year. If he's capable, he will. It's a matter of how much can he get in and learn this offense and get up to speed. Because there's still, as you just said, Savage, there's the acclimation period that also has to happen. He can't, as in this new CBA, whenever he's ready to go back, just throw the pass on and go. So I wonder how long will the ramp-up be as far as him going back out there and going up against Jermaine Johnson, going up against, Jeffrey Simmons that might rush off the edge. How's he going to be met with that side of it as well? It's just, I'll say this. I'm thankful in my position as an undrafted guy that I never had an injury early, because you can be out the door fast. Lucky for JC, he's got that first-round tag on him, and he's bought himself some time with that, and hopefully he gets right. And not only just training camp. My other side of it is this. I don't want him to come back just because he's feeling that pressure. That FOMO or that fan pressure, or even if Borgonzi or Comer Brasillo walk up to, hey, big fella, when you coming back? Like, they don't want you back fast. Yeah. But when they start asking you them questions like, hey, big fella, how long you got? You coming back with us? That pressure is real, man. And I suggest to him, if he does have something that needs a little bit more tender love and care, take all the time you can, because once you step out there, man, we're going to judge you based off how you play. And it needs to be good for him going into this third year.
So at what point are you concerned if he's still not out there?
Man, I would say
can he get into the preseason schedule?
But that's the thing. We don't know how long this pup is going to last.
That's right. And they can pull him off any time. They could do it right now if they want.
And then I guess the answer would be, Mayor, the longer it goes, the longer the concern is. Now, we'll evaluate when in camp that is. But it's hard for me to say, man, if he ain't out there by San Francisco, that's going to be tough to ask a guy fresh off a pup to go up against that San Francisco 49ers defense. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But if it starts to linger into, like, the last, just, like, week of preseason games, you start to have some concerns about his readiness when the season kicks off.
Right,
that's the only thing.
When you go to 53, that's the point where they have to make a decision, and if they put him on PUP, then he's got to miss at least 4 games.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's when it's to that point. But I don't remember anything happening in OTAs that I can refer back to. So maybe it was just a training injury. It could just be a hamstring. He's a very muscular, high, dense body guy. Like, he possesses a lot of muscle. So if he was running, sprinting, like, he could have just simply pulled a hamstring, Yeah. So I don't know what it was. I don't follow his IG like that, but I hadn't seen anything or him showing him doing sprints in Miami or Texas, whatever the case may be.
One thing, man, I shift to the Vols real quick. What does it mean? Yeah. You played with some running backs, man. Aaron Foster. Were you there with Gerald Riggs?
Yes, G. Riggs. I was a pulling guard on that LSU play that we had down there.
Oh, there you go.
Riggs,
highly touted guys.
Houston, man. Jabari. Ontario, Hardesty.
Yeah. Y'all some backs.
Yeah, all of them. So LaMarcus Coker before he was, you know what I'm saying?
Antioch High School.
So you know what it's like when that running back comes in and you're able to go get that. Now, they've had some backs, but to go get a guy like DGG and get him to commit? What does that mean?
Man, it's just like an open threat to everybody that want to challenge you when you got one of them types of dudes.
Yep.
It's that, and especially where Hypo, calls this offense and set it up, it's wide, and you'd expect field spacing that if he possesses the talent that we've seen at Baylor, it should put this team in a real good spot whenever he's on campus, because Deshaun Bishop and Sampson, Dylan Sampson, all these guys have done well in this offense to where they've been allowed to go eat. When you have a guy that's super unique as DGG, as David Gabriel George, it really, like, the opposing teams recruit him as well. They understand what that is. So the pressure to stop a guy like that, Savage, it ain't just what it does for him and the offensive line, right?
Yeah.
It's that pressure of trying to put Minnie in the box to stop him from a home run to where now your wide receivers are getting more open. Like TK Keys next year, right?
Yep.
And the second-year growth of a guy of Brandon Faison Brandon or George McIntyre. Like, you know what it does for those guys. On top of next year as well, because I expect David Gabriel George to play as a freshman, but you'll also have a junior year David Sanders Jr. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot that this leads to because of a guy like him. And here's the other side of it for me. I'm looking at, like, the big picture side of it. Like, I think if you're a premier player at any position, whether it's running back, quarterback, wide receiver, DN, safety, etc., this deal that that Adidas has helped facilitate shows those camps of people that they're serious about getting you on their campus and making you a premier player. Like, it raises the profile. Like, everything that Ohio State has and that Texas has as far as their tradition and how soon, I guess I can't say Texas, how soon they've won, how recently they've won. Let's go Georgia and Ohio State. Like, Tennessee and others have to pay a price to get to that point, to where they can just rest, as you say, Savage, on your laurels and say, look what we'll give you at Ohio State or Georgia. The Vols paid a price for it, but it's also the game that you're able to play right now to say, yeah, I don't care. Y'all giving him 1.5, we'll give him 2, plus we're going to give his family a private jet. Like, that to me is where Adidas has shut up the Nike lovers and just their involvement with the Vols. Like, yeah, so what? We'll pay for it, and we'll pay for his little brother if he got one of them too. It's a beautiful process. And it opens up the business that Tennessee is, if, I will say this too, if you're that type of player. This doesn't go out to everybody. And you got to know what you are as a player before coming to the table asking for that type of stuff. And I think DGG was capable of asking for that.
Yeah. Big Savager, Ramon Foster, Ramon and Will, weekday mornings from 6 to 10 on 104.5 The Zone, and catch him in the booth this season as the Titans radio analyst. And we appreciate you. Also, y'all, please check out the shoe drive from yourfather.org. Thank you, Big Savage. Good stuff. Have a great weekend.
No doubt. Real quick, man, do y'all think Lane make it happen? Because he got how many players on this All-SEC preseason? 1, 2, 3.
They were picked 5th.
Yep.
If they finish 5th, it's going to be loud down there.
Sure is.
The saxophones don't start playing.
Man, only thing that could save them is they let 5 SEC teams in the college football playoff.
5? They picked him 5th.
That'll give him a little grace period right there. But man, he got to go. He got to go challenge, man.
Real
Too much
quick, and I'm
bread
gonna
being
get off.
spent.
I ain't gonna hold y'all too long today. But here's the thing about Lane, though, that's super fascinating.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, Summerall was right. He left a school that he built up to go to another school that he think he can get more at. Like, Lane himself, and I hope it don't happen because I'm anti-Lane on this unless he recruit my kids, okay? Lane himself hasn't won big. Lane has won big theatrics and press conferences.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Pete Golden had Ole Miss together.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really interested with all of this. Like, all right, Lane, don't get too high on your own supply and turn into Brian Kelly.
He's a great salesman.
Who, like,
a real yam.
Killed it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with Summerall, man. Like, you had it in Ole Miss, and I get it, what you fighting. But they gave that man all the money, all the resources, all the Rolls Royces and Lamborghinis that he could get.
Come to the seal.
What do they say? Don't lose, though.
Mm-hmm.
Don't lose in Baton Rouge. Like, hoodoo is real down there.
Yeah. They got something for him. Let them play around.
Yeah, they'll play the saxophone, the trumpet, the tambourine, all of it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll let y'all go, man. I didn't realize they put him at 5th. There is a God, baby.
See you, Ramon.
Peace.
Unless they recruit my kids.
Hey, real talk. Real talk.
What does the PUP list mean? So what access does J.C. Latham and Amani Hooker have? Do they count against the roster? You can have 90 right now. We'll answer those questions for you. If you want in, 615-737-1045. Also, the Titans signed another player. We'll let you know who that is. Next, 3HL 1045, The Zone. United Structural Systems, USSTN.com. They are offering several payment options for you in July to make your foundation repairs more affordable. You can get a 10% discount when you pay in full, or fix it now, pay later with 18 months, no payment, no interest, or choose the 36 months, no interest with low payment option for qualified homeowners. We've had tons of rain the last couple months. They can help. They can reroute water away from your basement, your crawl space, your home with their interior drain systems and sump pumps with battery backups. When the ground swells from being oversaturated with all this water, it creates additional pressure on your foundation, many times leading to cracks. So not only is waterproofing important right now, but so is the inspection of your foundation for any additional damage the water may have caused. They have all kinds of answers for you. USSTN.com. United Structural Systems, dedicated to helping their customers get the repairs they need now to protect their greatest investment for a lifetime. They're dependable. They're trustworthy. They are USS. Learn more at USSTN.com.
All right. If you, what you really want is relaxation, a Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa, that is where you need to go, because here's the deal. At a Moment's Peace, maybe you're thinking, I don't want a massage. Not a massage kind of person. Well, you don't have to have a massage. You can go there and get a manicure or a pedicure. You can do sunless tanning. You can go get a facial. They have this Hydra facial that makes you look 80 years younger. It's amazing. They've got a hair salon there. They do cuts, colors, styles. They'll do your makeup there. And then they have amazing gifts in their little shop right out front, and it smells wonderful. So everybody loves spa gifts. If you want to pamper yourself, go check out a Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa. Or if you want to give a gift to somebody that will always hit and always be a major plus, then you need to get a gift card to a Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa. And they make it easy for you. Gift cards available 24/7 on their website, amomentspeace.com, or give them a call, 615-224-0770. They will handle your special requests, or if you have questions, you can always ask them. Other than that, you can just stop by. They are in Cool Springs across Interstate 65 from the mall, and they're right there at the intersection of Carruthers Parkway and Bakersbridge Avenue. It is a Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa.
3HL 1045 The Zone. Greg Cosell coming up at 4 o'clock. We'll talk about the pup list, guys. What did the film show last year from J.C. Latham? Amani Hooker. Production dropped off a little bit from him. What did the film show with regard to him? And I'm kind of wondering about his injury now as the Titans have signed another player. Zeph Dog?
Yeah, they signed a cornerback, actually, a former Chiefs cornerback, Najee Johnson, who was a 7th-round pick back in 2022. He was a free agent coming off of his, I believe it was his 3rd year with Kansas City. And, so they added to that secondary room.
Yeah, he can play corner, but he also plays safety. So I'm looking at ESPN.com has him listed as a safety. So that's what made me wonder about that. But, a couple years ago, played in all 16 games, 58 tackles, and was talking with Greg Cosell and letting him know we were going to ask about him. But he said he played almost 500 snaps in 2024. So that's an interesting signing. Najee Johnson out of Marshall. We'll see what Greg Cosell has to say about him.
Only played in 2 games in 2025 after playing in 16 in 2024.
I haven't had a chance to look if there was an injury situation there.
Yeah, I haven't either. But he switched from safety to cornerback from 2024 to 2025.
Okay, I got you.
So that's an interesting little nugget there on him, too.
Okay, so can do both. The Titans obviously put offensive lineman J.C. Latham and safety Amani Hooker on the PUP list, physically unable to perform list. Training camp starts Wednesday, on the field Wednesday.
Yep.
So this is how that works. They do count against the 90-man roster. So it's not like you're freeing up roster space for that, with that move. They can attend meetings and use team medical facilities, but they cannot practice. They can come off the PUP list anytime. I know a lot of people were freaking out yesterday with that when that news came down.
You got to wait till we find out what's going on.
That's a Coach Mack thing. Keep your powder dry on this.
That's most definitely.
Because we have no idea what he's dealing with.
Exactly.
So that's what, there will be a time, like if he's still not out there in like 30 weeks, then you're talking about something. Because the acclimation process takes time, obviously. But, guy goes down, opportunity for more competition. And guys that would get first-team reps that might not normally get them.
Right.
So we'll see what all that looks like.
Opportunities, all you ask for.
That is true. 615-737-1045. You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Push, please.
Ravens waive rookie quarterback Diego Pavia. We didn't have a chance to get into that yesterday. To make way for center Ethan Pocic. Is Pavia an NFL quarterback? It's a question we asked during the draft process. Has your opinion changed because he has been waived this early by the team that picked him up in undrafted free agency? Where are you with Pavia right now?
Listen, man. I thought coming into it, man, size, the way he played was always going to be subjective to wherever he went. You know what I'm saying? If it was going to be good or bad. Does it translate? Not sure. Because he was better at extending plays than he was saying drop back, let it rip. You know what I'm saying? So if you take that style in the NFL, it's not like he was out here running the 4-2, 4-3, 4-4 or something like that. This is a different style where you got guys, if you play that way, we even see it with guys that are good athletes, really good athletes. They get chased down by guys that are better athletes at DN, the 6'6", chasing you with a 4-3 or something. It's tough to say, man. But I do think it's a space for him. The difficult part in that is how long do you chase that? How much of resilience do you have to say, you know what, I'm going all in on this. I know it's a spot for me. Everybody don't do that. You know what I mean? That's the luxury of basketball, being able to say, you know what, I'm gonna go overseas, get this bread, and have a pro career. You can't do that with the NFL. You know what I mean? Even though they do have other leagues, you know what I'm saying? If that's your goal, I'm sure He could play in another league, no question about it. But the NFL, when it comes to size and things of that, it's a little different.
He's a tough eval, isn't he? Because
he's a winner.
He's got incredible heart on the field, right?
Yep.
He's a dog at the position on the field.
Great leader.
Incredible leader.
Yep.
Manages to get it done. Now, the measurables with the arm strength and some of those things, right. But, like, that's what makes it tough with him. Like, Johnny Manziel didn't work.
Right.
But a lot of that is because Johnny Manziel didn't work.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Bingo.
So I know a lot of people like to compare those two guys.
Right.
And from a skill set, maybe you can do that on some level for sure. That makes sense to me. But, I mean, well documented, Manziel wasn't doing anything.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's not Diego.
Yeah, this is two different guys right there in that situation as far as what they're gonna do. I do think he'll continue to work, but that's why they always say you need one team to like you.
That's right,
and that means it's a situation for you. How tall is Ryan Fitzpatrick?
Good question.
Because I want to say like his
6'1".
I can see his style was conducive to a backup.
6'2", 220.
Okay, so size difference is you got him on that.
Size difference is there.
Like, I can't but
I'm not gonna say Diego Pavia can't do anything.
No,
I mean,
I'm not
gonna put that on him.
He's just got to be.
It's got to be the right fit.
It's got to be the right fit. Mm-hmm. That happens, man. Listen, I saw it happen. I lived it.
You did live it.
It's part of it, man.
Man,
part of it, dog.
That positionless basketball started back then.
Dog, it would have been beautiful. This is what it is.
It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought the most entertaining quarterback room possibility for him, just for me personally, would be the Raiders.
Yeah.
With Kirk Cousins and Fernando Mendoza, and then put Diego Pavia in that room.
Mm-hmm. Wouldn't that be something?
Golly gee, Diego.
I was going to say, that ain't what coming out. That ain't going to be what's returned.
Coming up next, Greg Cosell, and we'll ask him about Diego Pavia. Is he an NFL quarterback? We'll ask about J.C. Latham. What did the tape show last year? Also, Amani Hooker. A lot of people thinking his production level went down last year. Why? What did the tape show? And the new Titan we'll ask about as well. Najee Johnson, cornerback safety from Kansas City. Obviously, Borganti knows him well. Almost 500 snaps 2 years ago. 3HL 104.5 The Zone. No, a lot of y'all do your little sports betting with your little entertainment budget, and there is an opportunity for you to do it in person. Mint Gaming Hall at Kentucky Downs has Circus Sports. Circus Sports, we've been talking about these guys for a long, long time. We've been to Vegas there and done shows. We've been to Franklin, Kentucky and done shows. Really, really cool place, and it's just a different experience to be able to sit in the stadium seating area, watch all of the games on their huge board, and make your bets at the counter. Just kind of a different experience, and that's what's going on at Circus Sports at Mint Gaming Hall at Kentucky Downs. Again, just across the border, Franklin, Kentucky, about 40 minutes from downtown Nashville, and you can get there. They do have a hotel attached, Spring Hill Suites by Marriott. I stayed there one night. It's really, really nice and makes everything easy. Their new permanent retail sportsbook at the Mint Gaming Hall at Kentucky Downs in Franklin, Kentucky will feature an immersive 2-story sports betting experience designed for comfort, convenience, and live excitement. That is what's going on at Circus Sports, the Mint Gaming Hall at Kentucky Downs, circusports.com.
Good afternoon. It's 4 o'clock. I'm Joseph Bonanno, live from the 104.5 The Zone Circus Sports at the Mid-Kentucky Downs Studios. In Titans news this week, rookies reported ahead of training camp yesterday, while the vets are scheduled to report next Tuesday. Team also placed safety Amani Hooker and tackle J.C. Latham on the PUP list, and waived tackle Ryan Hayes, and then signed tackle Zach Thomas to the roster. Former Chiefs free agent cornerback Najee Johnson is signing with the Titans, according to Ian Rappaport. He was a 7th-round pick back in 2022. LeBron James has made his decision, and he is headed to join the Philadelphia 76ers on a 2-year, $8 million contract that includes a player option. James, who will head into his 24th NBA season, announced on Twitter that this will be his final destination in the NBA. For your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home, the Titans and Balls. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. Hope you're having a great Friday. The weekend is here, y'all.
Come on with it. Friday.
There you go. He is Ron Slay, y'all.
I'm in the building.
Babsy on assignment. She'll be back on Monday. Greg Cosell joins us now from NFL Matchup, NFL Films. Greg, what's up?
Big day in Philly today, guys.
Man, huge day, man.
I mean, yeah, you add Jaylen Brown, and now you add LeBron. That, all you can ask for is to have a roster that is in the mix, right? And for an NBA title, and they are. That roster is one of the teams.
The starting five looks pretty impressive. We'll see how it all plays out.
Man, I think if they had one wish, Cosell, I think they would all wish, man, forget the gelling and everything. Just give us good health to make it to April.
Oh, yeah.
If they make it to April, I think everything else handles
slow roll the rest
man,
of the first half at least.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
It'll be fascinating.
Yes,
I mean, I don't know if people are surprised or not. I mean, but it's a pretty good five. We'll see how it works out.
Yeah. Shams said on the Pat McAfee's show today, Cosell, quote, "Everyone in the NBA is stunned right now," end quote.
I don't know why.
Well,
I mean, a lot of people still had Philly as one of the teams, but
I know. Yeah.
I just think, man, you walk into a situation, and if your whole thing is I'm chasing a championship, you go to the deepest roster. And that would
it's his 24th.
Exactly.
Slay, in and of itself, it's his 24th NBA season.
That's
that is just remarkable in and of itself.
Well, I mean, our producer's 25 years old.
Right. Right.
I mean, that
insane.
I don't know if people appreciate, guys in any sport that play, 24 years in any sport's ridiculous, but to be able to do that, and by the way, he had a pretty good year this past year. It's not like he was lousy, it's pretty remarkable.
Yep, absolutely.
It's also remarkable. Training camp begins this week all over the league, so we definitely have.
That's nuts.
A lot to talk about.
Did you guys have a good time at SEC Media Days?
We did, Cosell.
Tampa's a cool town, Cosell.
Yep.
Tampa?
Yeah.
Is that where it was?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've been there many times.
So we ate at Burns Steakhouse. That was a memory.
Oh, well, that's the spot everybody goes to.
Yeah. We had a good time. Let me start with a quarterback that just got waived. The Ravens waived rookie quarterback Diego Pavia. Based on his Vanderbilt film, do you think Pavia is an NFL quarterback skill set wise?
I mean, he actually throws a really good ball, but he's just really short, and it's just hard. I'm sure I know probably a lot of people because he played with grit and moxie think that he's an NFL quarterback. There's no way to know the answer for that, to that for sure, Brent. but I think that the percentages really don't favor him being an NFL quarterback, as a starter. And obviously Baltimore didn't think so, so, I tend to believe that the people that are with him every day, because he's been there since they probably started OTAs and through the mini camp, and then they decided that he wasn't good enough for them. They know more than we do. They were with him every single day, but he's really small. And by the way, watching tape of him at Vanderbilt, he looks really small. I forget what his exact height measurement was, but he looked like a high school kid playing quarterback.
He was 5'9" at the Senior Bowl and then measured 5'10" at the Combine. So he grew.
Yeah, that's really small. I mean, it's just in a league where the athletes are getting bigger and better each and every year, that's really small.
So, Coach Sale, now you walk into this situation where the PUP list, you have a guy like J.C. Latham on it. What is this?
Yeah, what's his injury? Do you guys know?
Man, that's the question.
No.
That is the question. Because it could, like we just had Ramon on Savage, and he was saying that it could be anything. Like it could be a wrist sprain. It could be anything, the way he pops off of it. I just was looking at it from a young guy's standpoint, being able to miss that time and then walk into training camp and still not be ready with a new
especially
regime.
with a new staff and a new system.
There you go.
When you're on PUP, how long is that? Is there a required amount of time for that?
They can pull him off anytime, but when they trim the roster to 53, they got to make a decision there. So if he's still on PUP, then he misses 4 games.
But I mean, theoretically, he could be back in 2 weeks, right? I mean,
or tomorrow.
Yeah, okay. Right. Yeah. Well, it's interesting because he needs the work. I mean, look, you're dealing with a guy that, I mean, he's a massive human being. I mean, he's got really huge hands. He can anchor as a pass protector. He's got raw power, but he lacks range, and that's been a problem for him in pass protection. Hasn't been very good when asked to protect on an island, and that is a big deal for tackles in the NFL. If you can't protect one-on-one as an offensive tackle in the league with consistency, I don't want people to think it means he never can do it. He's just struggled with that at times. Then, that's a problem. I mean, so what happens with guys that struggle with their range in one-on-one pass protection is they start to get grabby because pass rushers can get outside their frame because they don't have the range to move their feet. So that puts a lot of stress on him. So, I mean, I think he's a starter. I really do. I think he has the traits to be a starter and a good one. But, there's things that really need work. And now when you have a new coach, a new O-line coach, a new system, missing this kind of time it really hurts.
Do you think he could slide inside and maybe be better at guard, or is he a tackle?
Possibly. There were people who clearly thought that when he came out of Alabama, just because his game is so power-based. Yeah, that's very possible. I mean, I don't know, offhand now who could possibly be their right tackle if they felt like he could move into right guard, because obviously Skoronski is established and a very good player at left guard. So that's possible. Maybe he'd be better in there where the range issue is really mitigated. That's not anywhere near as big a deal as it is at tackle.
Greg Cosell with us on 3HL. Another player they put on the PUP list was Amani Hooker, obviously the safety. Did you see a decline in his film this year because his production was a little off?
Yeah, no, I think the way I'd answer that is I think Hooker is a really solid pro.
Okay.
I think the thing with Hooker is that he's dependent on other players around him being good players. He himself is not an impact player. And we saw what happened last year with all the issues at corner, playing some street free agents, and the corner position was a struggle all year long. And I think that impacts Hooker. I think if Hooker has good players around him in the secondary, then he's a really just solid player. He's not an all-pro, not a star, but a solid, smart, savvy player. But if he doesn't have much around him, then I think he looks more like an average player.
Titans just signed a player from Kansas City. Obviously, the general manager knows him, Najee Johnson. I know he played cornerback. He's played safety. What do you see from him?
Yeah, it was a couple of years ago, 2024, I believe, when he started a lot of games. He played almost 500 snaps, probably played 50% of their snaps on the outside. And then he got hurt the next year. So I don't know what their plans would have been for 2025 if he did not get hurt. Because, I think he basically missed the entire season. I think he played maybe one snap in 2025. So, we don't know what the answer to that would have been if he had not been hurt. I think, I doubt he was drafted to be a starting outside corner, but obviously Mike Borgonzi knows him. He played a lot of snaps for a team in 2024 that, got to the Super Bowl. So, he's just another, younger veteran that will compete. And depending on how their back end plays out, I mean, he could get snaps. You never know.
I'm anxious to see how Robert Saleh deals with that position, safety position, more specifically, to see what they do in terms of getting them up in the box and to see, how the two safeties work with each other. That's one of the things I'm anxious about to see what it looks like in training camp.
Well, I think Kevin Winston presents a situation where he can play on the back end and in the box. And I think he gives you versatility and can become an impact player. He could be one of those guys. Now, obviously, we'll see how it plays out. Played well last year toward the end of the year when he got to play after the injury. So we'll see. But he's really gifted. I mean, he's one of those guys that has a complete safety profile in terms of traits.
Cosell, you've been able to see this group up close. What are you most interested in watching with this group walking into training camp? If I told you come down for a week, we want to keep your eyes on it. What group would you watch first with this Titans?
You're talking about a unit for the Titans?
Yep.
Well, let's put the O-line aside for now. We know that's been an issue. So let's put. Yeah. I tell you, just haven't been there for minicamp, and I'm going to come down for the joint practice that week with the Bears, which will be later in August, about a month from now. I'm very curious to see this D-line because when I was there for minicamp, and we may have talked about this, but that is a big group.
Yeah.
We know about Big Jeff. I mean, he's, I guess something just came out on ESPN where he was chosen as the second best D tackle in the league. You could, based on my tape, and again, these are nitpick points. I thought he was the best last year, but I'm certainly not breaking down every single snap of every D tackle. So what you have with Jeffrey Simmons. But I mean, just seeing the size of the players of Johnson at D end, seeing Keldrick Falk, and we don't know how many snaps he will play, seeing John Franklin Myers, who can play both inside and outside. I mean, even Elliott, who's likely to start in the base defense at D tackle. It's a really big group. And you normally don't see that kind of size. And it goes 7 or 8 deep. I mean, they got a lot of players. So I'm really anxious. And I think with Saleh's defense and his general philosophy, he wants the defense to really be built around that front group. Yeah. So I think to me, that's something that, you won't have the answers in training camp, but it's something to watch for, Slay. Yeah. And it's certainly something to, start looking for when the season starts, week 1.
Most definitely. And then the other part to that is it's not about, and I know we would get caught up on, man, how many sacks did they get? How many? But being long and rangy, that's matching hands with balls and things that goes deflections, getting in the vision of the quarterback, all of that, right, Cosell?
It's funny. I'm starting to switch to the NFL now as I get ready for the season, but I've probably watched 100 or more guys in college over these last couple of months. And by the way, next year is going to be a really good D tackle draft. Okay. But you can't judge stats when you talk about a D tackle. I mean, they could get immediate penetration and just blow up the guard in front of them, forcing the back to cut in the backfield, and then somebody else makes the tackle. Yep. And the D tackle doesn't get a stat, but he's responsible for the play. So, that's why, and I've always been a believer about this. And, I let all the guys who work on the matchup show every year say, that's why you got to watch the tape, because, the stats don't really tell the story. Mm-hmm. Just like sacks don't necessarily tell the story of whether an edge player, let's say, is a good pass rusher, but all people do is look at stats. They don't really tell the story.
Good stuff, Cosell. When we talk with you next week, we will have consumed training camp practice sessions, so that'll be fun.
Cosell.
I know, it's crazy. How's the weather, guys? Going to be super hot?
I haven't even looked ahead. Today, it's great.
It's beautiful today.
Like
We can get
degrees.
this. Oh, we got gold. But Cosell, I did want to mention, man, we did get a chance to talk to your guy, Kamario Taylor from Mississippi State.
Ooh, impressive.
Man, the words when asked, tell us how good. I think Ural asked, how good can he be? And this coach said, special. This dude is special.
Well, the guy that I know you talked to, whose tape I did watch, was Arion Carter from Tennessee.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I liked his tape a lot. He's a very explosive mover. He's going to be a really interesting guy to watch this year. He could, if he has a really good season, I think he'll be talked about.
Yeah, injury problem last year. But what does his film show to you specifically?
Oh, I liked him. He can move really, really well. He's a strong looking guy. He's got higher level athleticism. He's got some explosive movement traits. I think he has all the needed traits of a stacked backer. I really do. I mean, obviously, he's been injured a bit in his career, but you're talking about a guy that, he stayed home, as you know, he stayed in state. Mm-hmm. He was a, 4-star recruit. He hasn't been talked about a lot, but I think that he's a really potentially really good prospect.
In the 11th hour, Cosell, Saban came to the door, and he said, don't let him in. He came to the door of the school in the 11th hour, the 12th
really?
hour. Yeah, it was. I'm talking about the day of signing. They tried to get one last second, tried to get one more crack at it. He said, don't let him in. He's staying in Tennessee. So that's the kind of guy you're getting.
Yeah, he's an interesting guy, and they have a safety that's pretty interesting too, Farouk, Idris Farouk. I don't know if you talked to him, but he's an interesting player, too.
All right, Cosell.
Good stuff, Cosell.
On the radar, baby, early. Here we go.
NFL matchup, NFL films. At Greg Cosell, a must follow on X. Thank you, Cosell. Have a great weekend, man.
All right, you two guys. Appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Yes, sir.
There he is. When we come back, we'll talk about college football, the SEC, DGG committing to Tennessee. Oh, that rhymed. Andy Staples from On 3.
He's still going.
Next.
What's happening, good people? UnitedMattress.com. Let me slow it down for you. TheUnitedMattress.com. Lightweight and durable. Modern construction. Without heavy springs or dense foam, which makes it easy to handle while maintaining long-term performance. You get that long-term performance, so it's no going about it and flipping the mattress, let's flip it upside down, let's turn it to the side. None of that, man. You don't deal with that when you deal with United Mattress. I'm talking about this is a floating device. You sleep on floating. I'm talking about I could not wait to get back to my home. Why? Because my mattress was awaiting. It was awaiting me. It's like sleeping on clouds. Sleep like you never have before. All you got to do is go to theunitedmattress.com and dive in. They got everything right there waiting for you. No joint, no hip, no shoulder, no back pressure, none of it. Body literally floating. Go and watch the video or trust my word, theunitedmattress.com.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Ron Slay with you. Babs will be back on Monday. She is on assignment today. The executive producer of 3HL is Zeph.
What up?
Going to bring Andy Staples from on3.com in here. Real quick, though, the governor of Pennsylvania declared today LeBron James Day in the state. Is that a true story? Did you get AI'd?
No, looking at his official government Twitter account. Yes.
Andy Staples joins us from on3.com. Andy, you a NBA fan? Does LeBron James news move you?
Yeah, because that's where I wanted him to go. Because I was thinking, if you're going to find a place to go win a title, you team up with Jaylen Brown and Tyrese Maxey, take the pressure off Joel Embiid, because he's always hurt anyway. But
Yeah.
he's shown he's not going to be the guy who's going to lead somebody to a title. But you've got those guys like VJ Edgecombe is really exciting. So, yeah, I was excited about that. It's funny because everybody else I know is like, oh, he should have gone to Cleveland. I'm like, why does he have to go somewhere he played before? Why don't I see somewhere new?
I'm way more intrigued by this than a Cleveland or a Miami thing or,
Well, what are the Celtics thinking? Because they traded Jaylen Brown to the Sixers, and they're like, oh,
whoops.
Oh, no.
Yeah, because Sham said today that doesn't happen. That deal does not happen, LeBron to Philly without Jaylen Brown going there. So
Nope.
Slay Dog sitting down. Staples, big fan of the LeBron to Philly thing. Slay Dog.
Like that, Andy. Give us something to talk about, man.
That's exactly right. It's funny because it popped right before we recorded my show today, and of course we're a college football show, so we're like, how do we work LeBron into this? But it was a good thing we were talking to Steve Sarkisian in cap space, so it was easy because I was like, LeBron, you don't have to worry about cap space because he's a billionaire and he's just going to take whatever's available.
Yeah, he took the veteran minimum. For those that don't know, there are a lot of college football players that will make more than LeBron James this year.
It's wild. but it was such a flex. Because I think Rich Paul said it, his agent said it on his podcast, like, he's a literal billionaire. The difference is so negligible to him, it does not matter.
Yeah. Like, I'll make this up and all. If I win this championship, I can guarantee I'll make up whatever that is that was left on the floor. I promise you.
Well,
it's interesting.
So I was on Twitter just now, and I saw Fanatics already has the T-shirts and the jerseys out. So like they've already this has already been covered.
Catch Andy on Twitter at Andy Staples, also at On3 and YouTube.com/@On3Sports for the YouTube channel there. What was your biggest takeaway from SEC Media Days, Andy?
There's some funny coaches in the league now. I'm glad there's some personality. It's not boring anymore. I guess it's never really boring, but I think it started with Will Stein being like, "Hey, I'm the reason." He's not the problem; he's the reason that they're going to get better. And then Summerall was hilarious, and Pete Golding tried to be polite, and then he couldn't because it's just not in him. And then you got Ryan Silverfield talking about all his aura. Like I was very. Very intrigued by how funny everybody was, and I'm glad because if you get, let's say you get an Ole Miss Florida rivalry bubbles up, and you get Summerall and Golding sniping at each other, that's going to be good. That's going to be good for the game.
I love it too. I love all the personality. You're right. And Will Stein. No, it was Silverfield, right? That was asked about it. He went through that with us. So one of the media members in Arkansas asked him about his aura, and he was like, "I don't even know how to answer that, but I have a hot wife, so I must be pretty cool."
I like the answer. He's like, I can recite any Biggie song. I have a hot wife. I'm an SEC head coach.
Yes.
That's a pretty good run, right? I texted him after that. I said, "Juicy or give me the loot. Which one would you do on stage?" He did not answer. I mean, he answered. He laughed. He did the laughing emoji, but he did not pick one. The correct answer is Juicy.
Yeah, easy. You got to go with that because the crowd gonna sing along and everything. Grandmothers know that. Come on, you got to go with that one.
Grandmothers know
it. Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis.
When I was dead broke, I couldn't picture this.
Exactly.
Speaking of video game systems, Whit Weeks told us that he and his boys play Mario Kart on the Wii.
He did say that.
And then Babs was like, "Old school Wii and Mario Kart?" He's like, "Oh, yeah, it's great."
Yeah.
Weeks looks like he walked out of another generation. I had an LSU fan text me on LSU's day yesterday and say Whit Weeks looks like someone who coached me in T-ball in 1988. And it's funny because like 2 minutes later, I was walking to the bathroom and Whit Weeks walked right past me. And I'm just imagining Whit Weeks in like a way too tight polo and those, the bike coaching shorts that they used to have, the little polyester things with the giant waistband. Like, he would fit in perfectly.
Yeah,
he would have been amazing.
Jacob Hester said he looks like a character in Varsity Blues, and that he asked him about it, and Whit Weeks said he's never even seen the movie.
Yeah, because it came out before he was born.
What about Lane Kiffin? We're all going to die. He said there are two people he never thought would die, his dad and Hulk Hogan. I thought that was one of the more interesting quotes taken out.
That one actually hit me because – so I lost my mom in 2006. I was in my 20s. It was awful. One of those things that changes your life forever.
Yeah.
And obviously that death affected me more than anything. So, I get where he's coming from when he's talking about Monty, his dad. The Hulk Hogan thing I also got, though, because I had never once had any sort of celebrity death affect me in any way, shape, or form. You see the news, like, okay, I like that person. That's sad. But the day Jimmy Buffett died a few years ago,
yeah,
for whatever reason, I couldn't process that right. I kept thinking, like, wait, I never thought I was supposed to live in a world where Jimmy Buffett wasn't also in the world. Like, that wasn't supposed to happen. And that one messed with me. So I get the whole Hulk Hogan thing.
Mm. Yeah, Jimmy Buffett lived here. His kids went to, where did they go? Father Ryan or FRA? FRA, maybe. But, yeah, I get it. Let's see, the SEC media vote, which I always forget to do. I think Zeph did it for us. I don't know.
I definitely forgot to do it.
No, I gave up halfway through because you had to select like 13 offensive linemen, and I don't think I can name 13 offensive linemen right now.
I'm not even going to go there, but so the media picked LSU to finish fifth. And if you look at their over-under win total, that tracks, right? But Lane Kiffin's got the biggest roster spend out there and all of this pressure. Like,
does he though?
Well, if they finish, if they finish fifth, what's the reaction in Baton Rouge?
They're not going to be happy.
Yeah,
they're not going to fire him, but they're not going to be happy. I think the baseline for Lane for them to be happy is make the playoff this year. But here's the thing: you can finish fourth and probably make the playoff. So you only got to get a little bit better than what was predicted.
So let me ask you this. If you look at all of these quarterbacks and the ones that are coming back with experience, including the limited experience that you have at Mississippi State, who's the one outside of Arch that you're looking at and saying, you know what? Man, this dude right here can push. Give me two guys you're looking at that can push their team above.
I would take Trinidad Chambliss over Arch.
Okay, yeah. Well, those two, no question. Yeah.
Is it?
With
Now,
SEC
think
quarterback
about
you
that.
want, Trinidad.
Think about how big of a statement that is, considering this time last year.
Yeah.
Like, if I told you this time last year that you were going to say that in 1 year, you'd be shocked, right?
Well, yeah, with the guy from that I would take the guy from Ferris State over Arch Manning. Yeah, absolutely, no question.
But that's how big
of
a story that was last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm an NFL team drafting here. I'm saying I'm running a college football team.
There you go.
And I got to find a college football quarterback for this year. Hell yeah, I'm taking Trinidad Chambliss first.
Yeah. Now who's your dark horse for being that guy, the creme de la creme of the SEC? If he were to rise above and lead his team out of nowhere, who would that guy be for you?
So I think we've forgotten about Lenora Sellers.
Yes.
Because nobody could block for him last year.
Yes. That's a great point.
Yes.
I got a feeling Lenora Sellers may have some for everybody.
Oh, I hope so. Because you're talking about electric, exciting.
Yeah, and it's not just he can run. Like, the arm's great, too.
Yep.
Like, he's got everything.
Yep. He needs those guys around him to be that guy, too. The receiver.
That offensive line was so bad.
Yeah, it was horrific.
It's hard to even tell.
It was horrific. And we'll be able to see the work that's been put in at receiver. If Harbor can be able to catch these passes, we know he can outrun people and get away.
Yeah.
He's got to be able to catch it.
It's funny. I was talking to somebody about Nick Harbor's handshake, and they were like, his grip strength is just too big. Like, his hands might be too strong to catch balls.
Yeah.
Like, they're just not soft enough. They're too strong.
This is true. This is so true.
Did you get a chance to talk to John Daly? down there?
I did. So I was recording my Yahoo show with Ross Dellinger at the end of the hallway, which was right next to the door that John Daly was going out when he needed to smoke a cigarette. So our
that's what he was doing. I looked down there and I couldn't find him, and I was like, I know he didn't walk by
what the hell
us.
do you think he was doing? So
he also had a gigantic cup in front of him while he did 3 hours of radio.
Oh yeah. So our third co-host, Stephen Godfrey, lives in Nashville. He was at home, so I could see Godfrey on the screen, and Ross and I are sitting there in person in Tampa. And I said on the show, I said, guys, in about 2 minutes, I'm going to have to get up and let John Daly in. He's out there smoking a cigarette and he's locked out. And so he comes in and I turn the camera on him, and Ross grabs the other microphone and hands it to him. And Godfrey's like, wait, what, you were serious? I'm like, yeah, he's been doing this all day. So we got like 2 minutes with him on the show after that.
Oh, that's awesome. I can't wait to have him on. I really want to dive into that 1991 PGA Championship story. Because
he apparently was a punter in high school.
Is that true?
Which I had no idea. That's what he told us.
Wow.
I don't doubt it, man. He's one of them dudes that you look at and be like, oh, he can't do that, and he go out there and hit you 33s.
He can't drink 45 beers in one night. Yeah.
After dropping
before all that, I didn't know he was in the building. And I'm walking around, and there's a lady sitting at our on-3 table, and she's wearing a hat with the logo of the Bearded Pig on it. The Bearded Pig is the best barbecue restaurant in Jacksonville. And I said, I love that place. And she said, I'd never been there. I said, oh. And then I turned and I looked past her, and there's John Daly doing radio. I'm like, oh, my God, it's John Daly. And she goes, yeah, I'm his wife. I was like, oh. And she goes, yeah, I wear this hat because he's my bearded pig. Which I thought he might take offense to, but apparently Fuzzy Seller gave him the name The Pig.
Oh, wow.
When they were on tour together, and it stuck.
Oh, he would. I know he loved it.
So that 91 PGA Championship deal. So Jim Nance tells the story beautifully, but he was the ninth alternate, so he gets the call at 2 a.m. the day before the tournament. He drives all the way to Indianapolis overnight and goes 3 under in round 1.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, when he won it, you thought, okay, one hit wonder, and then he wins the British Open.
That's right. So, that's cool. So, do you go Texas or Georgia as preseason SEC champ?
I probably would pick Texas, even though they seem to have a Georgia problem. The thing is, they don't play Georgia in the regular season. Like, if they see Georgia, they're going to see them in the SEC championship game or the playoffs. So, I just think Texas has the best roster right now. And can they beat Georgia? I don't know. I would need to actually see that, but they may not have to. So that's
a good point.
Takes it away.
I think Ole Miss can be maybe that team that jumps in.
I think Ole Miss should make the playoffs. I think there's a good chance they're going to be better than they were last year.
Yeah. Was Dellinger the one guy that voted for Kentucky to win the SEC?
No. I'm sure that was one of our KSR guys at On 3.
Right.
I mean, Nick Roush from KSR has already predicted a Kentucky victory against Alabama in week 2. He has hung that shingle out there. Oh, yeah.
Wow. He's talking about getting out there.
That's funny.
Next level.
Andy Staples on 3.com. Man, it was fun hanging out with you this week, brother, and appreciate the visit.
We have to request that our tables be put next to each other every time.
We need that.
Yeah.
We need that. We can swap shows midway. Definitely.
Exactly. Perfect.
Oh,
absolutely.
We do need to, Zeph just reminded me, we do need to get your take on DGG, the running back out of Chattanooga Baylor, going to Tennessee. What do you think about that?
My favorite moment of the entire week was when the Baylor school in Chattanooga put out a tweet that said, "We're now an Adidas school," on the day that he committed to Tennessee, which is also now an Adidas school.
I gotta do it. Gotta do it.
Love it, man. Thank you, Andy. Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate it, guys. See ya.
All right. Andy Staples on 3.com does a great job. He covers the entire nation, so it's always fun to visit with him. But, yeah, first place votes received, Georgia, 88, Texas, 57, Ole Miss, 6, Texas A&M, 5, Bama, 3, Oklahoma and LSU, 2, Kentucky, 1.
So who voted for Kentucky? Like, what are we doing?
Didn't Vanderbilt get a vote last year, and then they win 10 games?
It was.
Or was that 2 years ago?
It was 2 years ago when we were in Dallas. Two people voted for them to win the SEC, and we were all like, "Who the hell? Like, who's doing this? Who's doing this?"
Now, I think Andy is right. Like Nick Roush, the tall guy, it's more than likely it's him for real.
We spent a lot of time.
You know what I'm saying?
He's huge.
Good dude though. But
good dude.
Should probably reach out and ask him.
Would you be
Do
shocked?
some investigative journalism.
In this order.
Kentucky Sports Radio votes Kentucky 1. I would not be shocked. Is that what you were saying?
No.
Oh.
No, absolutely not. No, I know that. Who would you be in this predicted order of finish? Who would you be shocked if they finished where they did?
I don't think Mississippi State is 15th. We'll go through this list when we come back. The media votes are in. The predicted order of finish coming out at SEC Media Days. We'll go through it when we come back. If you want in, 615-737-1045.
All right, now here it is. It's that time. Get your pens and your paper out. TheBrentwoodJewelry.com. Write it down. It's real easy. Here's the address. 7012 Church Street East, located in the heart of Brentwood, just off Franklin Road. I say it again just for the people that couldn't hear me. 7012 Church Street East, located in the heart of Brentwood, right off Franklin Road. The Momley family always coming through, taking care of you, giving back to community. Why? That's all they do. 50 years of experience, over 50 years of experience, and continue to keep going. When it comes to engagement rings, they got you. Watches, they got you. Bracelets, they got you. Earrings, they got you. You see the pattern here? They got you and everything covered when it comes to jewelry, period, people. Take advantage. Nashville's premier timepiece dealer is Brentwood Jewelry. They got the pre-owned Rolexes, vintage or current models. I can't spell it out for you no easier. Exceptional style, exceptional deals every day. For over 50 years, BrentwoodJewelry.com.
3HL 1045, The Zone. Britt Doherty, Ron Slay with you. Babs will be back on Monday. You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Happy Friday. What are you doing in there? You just going back and forth with somebody?
Dude, I don't know how you can win a division that doesn't exist.
Can you explain it to the good people?
A little confused on that. Okay, so Two Tone Blues, who's always in the chat, appreciate you for watching Two Tone Blues, said, hey, go MSU, hope they win the West, go Bulldogs. And I was like, I was like, hey, Two Tone, there is no West anymore or East in the SEC. They got rid of that.
Yeah, they're not going to win the West.
It's just top two, so you can't really win it. And he's like, well, basically what I mean is like, there's no East-West, but you know, with the rivalries, it's basically an East-West. And I was like, no, no, it doesn't exist. There is no East-West. It's just the top two teams.
Man, you got so tickled during the break about that.
I don't know why it's so funny. My brain's also a little bit on autopilot. It's been a long week.
Yes.
It's been a lengthy week.
I am with you. Fighting though.
615-737-1045.
Shout out to Tumblers for giving me that little laugh.
But
right there.
no, you're right. I mean, that's a good point by you. Mississippi State will not win the SEC West this year.
No one will.
The media votes are in. Here is the predicted order of finish coming out of SEC Media Days. I'll start at 16, all right? 16, Arkansas.
It's either them or Kentucky, I think.
With all due respect to Kentucky, I would put them 16. Now, you know, Kenny Minchie's the quarterback. He's from here. We met him. Great dude. But you need more than that, right?
You putting who at 16? Kentucky?
I was, yeah.
I ain't mad at that.
15 is Mississippi State.
I don't agree with that.
I think they'll be much better than that because I think we talked about it this week. I really think Kamario Taylor, a lot of people don't know who he is. They will. I think that guy is a problem.
Mm-hmm.
He had over 300 total yards and 2 touchdowns in each of the last 2 games.
Yeah, he's really good. I'm rolling with him. I like his energy.
Highest rated
stature.
Quarterback prospect ever to sign with Mississippi State.
Yeah.
And pairing him with Jeff Levy, who we spent some time with, a good chunk of time with this week, like you can see like the offensive plan, and it worked at Tennessee. It's the Heupel type of offense and system that he is trying to implement, and it worked at Tennessee. And the one thing that Levy just didn't have at Mississippi State was that quarterback to run it. And so now I think with Kamario Taylor, like you mentioned, I think this is a guy who can finally get Levy, as long as they stay healthy. Because that's been another thing with Mississippi State is they've been riddled by injury since he's been there. So
I enjoyed our conversation with him. You can get all of the SEC Media Day stuff, content that we put out there on podcast. Download where you get your podcast, 3HL podcast feed, or go to 1045thezone.com. I asked him, what restaurant are you taking us to if we come to Starkville? And he goes, man, my favorite restaurant in Starkville is Chick-fil-A.
Mm-hmm.
But
either that or Mom. He said he lives 30 minutes from home, and Mom cooks incredible food.
Yeah, home cooking, boy.
What did he say he went? He got roast beef, green beans when he went home
Cornbread,
last time?
yeah. All right, 15, Mississippi State. This is how the media voted the SEC preseason. 14, Kentucky. 13, Vanderbilt. Coming off the 10-win season. The media's like, prove it to me again.
People jumped on my neck when I said that.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Slay's been singing this since the season ended, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Since they didn't get picked to go to the playoffs. You've been
It's hard.
More like a 6-7 win team.
I got to look at the schedule.
Auburn, 12. That's another quarterback. I mentioned Kamario Taylor, but Byron Brown transferring in with his coach.
Looks impressive.
From South Florida.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
One of only 12 FBS quarterbacks in the history of the sport to go 3,000 passing yards, 1,000 rushing yards in a season.
My only question about Auburn is what do they have around them?
Right, because all their receivers transferred.
Right. Good receivers, too.
Yeah.
That's my only pushback with what they're going to do.
One of the top 2 receivers in college football was one of them.
Yep, he went with one of the top quarterbacks, supposedly.
Yep, Texas, supposedly. I like how you worked that in. Number 11, South Carolina. I thought Staples made a good point. A lot of people sleeping on Lenora Sellers because the production dipped last year.
Yeah, but it's because it's warranted, though, because of what he had in front of him.
10, Missouri. Drink always seems to win, 9, 10 games. Like,
yeah.
Their schedule was maybe the easiest in the SEC last year.
Yeah, super weak.
But they won 10 games.
Yes, they did. I would probably move them down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I got a little bit more faith in Mississippi State and
maybe Auburn.
Actually, I'm going with the quarterbacks that got experience. That would be Mississippi State and South Carolina.
Yes. Okay.
Only.
Man, that South Carolina team. I started to say, man, they were bad. But when you look at their schedule last year, they lost 6 games in a row, all to top 15 teams. All 6. They played 6 in a row.
Yeah.
In the top 15.
Mississippi State?
No, South Carolina.
Oh, South Carolina.
So it's kind of hard to get past the 8 losses for me mentally, but I know this different season. Number 9, Florida. A lot of talk about John Summerall down at Media Days.
Yes, it was.
A lot of people are impressed with him.
Good for you.
They have a ton of talent around that quarterback position. Just, again.
I don't know about a ton, but their roster is more talented than I think people give them
credit for. But they find a quarterback. It seems like Summerall.
That's a problem, though.
Yeah.
Tennessee, Florida, Vandy.
Summerall seems like a guy that can get the max out of his roster.
All these things. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, which quarterback do you believe will emerge to take that? Because whichever team it is going to take their team, I believe, to 2 to 3 more wins.
Alabama, another one.
Alabama's
quarterback battle.
Yep.
I mean, Texas A&M, Ole Miss, Texas, and Georgia know who their guys are.
Yep.
LSU knows who their guy is.
Yep. Oklahoma knows. Mateer.
Oklahoma.
Yep.
Yeah. So number 8, they have the media voted Tennessee number 8.
I think that's about right.
That's about right.
Yep.
I think going into the season, knowing what we know now. Oklahoma number 7, John Mateer and the guys.
I would probably have them above.
I think they have a chance to be pretty good.
Their defense is going to be their defense is going to be serious. Their defense is going to be serious.
And if Mateer can stay healthy,
that's all. Somebody dude that look like you've been working out too. Mateer look like you've been working out.
Thick.
Yeah. So
he been on the neck machine. You know that?
Yeah. I take
healthy.
them higher than Alabama. They'd be 6 for me.
So you're putting them above Alabama?
Matter of fact, I'm putting them at 6 right now.
You send it. Hey, Sankey.
Might want to redo this.
Go ahead and resend that email out.
Man, we did the Bug Rising show, and Slade mentioned Sankey. I was about to sit down and go on there, and I mean, Bert had some song queued
Stanky
up.
leg. Do the stanky leg.
The Sankey leg.
But he called it do the Sankey leg. That did it for me.
Bert something, man.
It did it for me. You know what? And matter of fact, guess what, everybody?
What?
Taking Oklahoma to 5.
Above?
LSU.
LSU to 6?
LSU to 6.
Alabama at 7?
Bama at 7.
This is a big year for him.
Yes, it is.
DeBoer.
Yes, it is.
It's funny. We jokingly called him DeBoring. And then I saw a piece yesterday where they talked about his lack of personality.
Who we said Roman Harper. Roman Harper's like, yeah, he is.
Yeah, that's right. But I mean, listen, DeBoer. I think DeBoer's a great coach, but is it a great fit? And that's the part we don't know. I mean, they've lost 8 games the last 2 seasons. You've got to go back to 06, 07 at Alabama to find consecutive 4 lost seasons. So if they lose 4 again, and the schedule's tough, and they've got a quarterback battle, they're going to have a guy with not much experience, talented either way, but. Alabama's interesting. So they vote them 6. They vote LSU 5. Texas A&M, Marcel Reed did a great job on Radio Row.
Yeah, I like this tie for 3.
Texas A&M and Ole Miss?
I like that as a tie for 3.
Trinidad Chambliss, man.
Tough.
And that team, Ole Miss, going to have a chip
Lacey
on their
back
shoulder this year, man.
Lacey back there running their rock.
Kejuan Lacey. Staples saying he thinks they're better than they were last year, and they went to the playoff and won a game in the playoff.
Saying something.
Number 2, Texas. SEC media votes Georgia.
I got Georgia too.
SEC champ. Texas won.
Yep.
Same.
Yep. Even though I get it. I get why they're saying that. Like, Georgia, you got to show me.
It felt like this week people were sleeping on Georgia.
I'm looking at their schedule. They shouldn't.
Easy schedule?
Not easy schedule, favorable.
Favorable schedule.
Opening up with Tennessee State and Western Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
Wins.
Then they go to Arkansas.
Win.
Oklahoma comes to them. Vanderbilt comes to them. That should be a knuckle-up game, physical game.
The Oklahoma
both of those. Both of those. I think.
Both.
So let me say this. I walked away from Vandy listening to them, thinking their mentality has shifted from being, we got a couple of guys that can go out there and get it, to guys that want to prove physically who they are, only because of Clark Lee.
But you just think maybe talent-wise they're not, with everything they lost, you think maybe talent-wise they're not there to get.
Yep, to
like
get what they need.
They'll fight.
They've got
games.
pieces. Like Junior Sherrill's a great wide receiver. But he's gonna find blanket coverage too. Like,
what's the name too? Cedric.
Cedric Alexander.
Like and I think they all got that mentality. It's just like what you're saying. When it get to you got to have somebody tilt the scale. Majority of the time, it's the quarterback that tilt the scale.
We don't know their quarterback yet.
Bingo.
Just like all these other teams that we've been talking about.
Bingo. So the teams that do have it, we do know who Gunnar Stockton is. And as bored as we want to say he is, and K interview, everybody raves about him. That ain't him. That's what he give off. You know what I'm saying? So Vanderbilt and Oklahoma. Then they go to Alabama. That's going to be big, October 10th. They play Auburn at home, Florida at home. Go to Ole Miss November 7th.
That's a tough late schedule for them.
Late schedule, yeah.
Yeah.
Missouri comes to them at South Carolina. Georgia Tech comes to them.
It's that middle to late for Georgia.
When they run up against Alabama, Auburn, Florida, well, we don't know what they are is the only problem. Auburn and Florida and Alabama for real. See, that's what I think. That's the part that I think that we get a little jaded on the name.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because looking at this, dude, if you got to play, from what we know, Oklahoma, Vandy, Alabama, Auburn, Florida, Ole Miss, 6 straight games, that's like, oh, my God.
Tough. Yeah.
But in this case, we don't know who Auburn is. They don't know who they are. Florida, we don't know who they are. They don't know who they are. Alabama, we don't know who they are. They don't know who their quarterback is. Vanderbilt, we don't know who they are. They don't know who their quarterback is. Oklahoma, we know who they are. And Ole Miss.
You were asking about Vanderbilt's schedule?
Yep.
Trying to find the wins there?
No, so that was Georgia. You got Vanderbilt.
You got Vanderbilt.
Yep.
Austin Peay, Delaware, 2-0.
2.
NC State here.
3-0.
At Auburn, they've beaten Auburn twice in a row, right?
And the only thing I got for that, at home on the Plains, Golish is known for making splashes. He may lose a lot of games this year, but he know how to win splash games.
At Auburn, at Georgia, Ole Miss, Arkansas here.
Yes, win. That's 4.
So that's 4. At Kentucky.
Yes, 5.
At Mississippi State. 50-50. Again, if Kamario Taylor is what we think he is.
That's all I'm saying. In the preseason right now, predicting, I got to give the quarterbacks a nod.
Right.
But you're at 6.
Then they close Alabama here. What's the last time Alabama played here? The goalpost went right down Broadway into the Cumberland River.
Man. Dude, that could be one of those situations where you get enough confidence. If you get teams on your home field, it's kind of like how I feel Alabama walking into Tennessee. I feel like they don't have a chance. But I also feel like we don't have a chance when we get to Bama.
Yeah.
That's kind of like where I feel like with
Hold serve at home.
So 7.
At Florida.
Oh, no.
And then Tennessee at home.
Nah. Nah, that's going to be me biased.
That's why I come up with 6 or 7.
Yeah, you said it.
Yeah. Yeah. See, Brett Kern can't even do that anymore.
So, okay, they broke a man on.
Somebody took his hand, man. Come in here and cut his hand
Is the
off.
ball in his other hand?
No, there's no ball. There's just a
They took the ball in.
Sanky leg.
Sanky leg.
It's a bobbleleg. Brett Kern. Right in front of us. All right, when we come back, we'll visit with Rhett Bryan. Titans hit the practice field on Wednesday, I think, right? Training camp Wednesday?
Correct. Vets report Tuesday.
All right. We'll talk to Rhett Bryan. What's going on with the Titans next? 3HL.
Do you love beach trips? Do you love, enjoying the summer? Are you like, oh, I don't want to get in a swimsuit? Yeah, that's me too. If you are like me and you dread putting on the bikini and avoiding pictures or the swimsuit and all that, you're not feeling like you look your best, I found something that works. And I'm not going to lie, I was skeptical at first. But then I started going. A couple of weeks ago, I went to Contours LLC in Franklin at the suggestion of friends. They use a red light technology to help you get rid of that stubborn body fat. Couldn't believe the results. The treatment is super relaxing, completely pain-free. It's non-invasive. And best of all, I lost almost 4 inches across my belly and thighs on the first visit. Maybe you want to feel more confident about your appearance with no surgery, no downtime, none of that. Now is the perfect time to give Contours LLC a try. And the best part, if you do not lose at least 2 inches in your first visit, it is free. Dawn deal, $99 for your first visit. Call Contours LLC today. Here's your phone number, 615-236-9960. Or you can visit contoursllc.com. Don't just hit the beach or the pool. Hit it with confidence. Contours LLC. After all, what do you have to lose but inches?
Good afternoon. It is 5:02. I'm Joseph Bonanno, live from the 104.5 The Zone. Circus Sports at the Mid-Kentucky Downs Studios. And Titans news this week. Rookies reported ahead of training camp yesterday, while the vets are scheduled to report next Tuesday. Team also placed safety Amani Hooker and tackle J.C. Latham on the PUP list. They waived tackle Ryan Hayes and signed Zach Thomas to the roster. Former Chiefs free agent cornerback Najee Johnson is signing with the Titans, according to Ian Rappaport. He was a 7th-round pick back in 2022. LeBron James has made his decision as he is headed to join the Philadelphia 76ers on a 2-year, $8 million contract. That includes a player option. James, who will head on to his 24th NBA season, announced on Twitter this will be his final destination in the NBA. For every foundation repair and waterproofing needs you can need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Balls. This is 104.5 The Zone.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. Hope you're having a great Friday. Hope you've had a great week. Training camp starts next week. Talk to Rhett Bryan in just a second. Slay Dog is here, y'all.
I'm in the building.
Y'all were on point there.
And on a strong note.
Last one, we got to get right before training camp.
Damn, it is 5 o'clock. How about that? Before we go to Rhett, Chuck in Clarksville has a John Daly story, I guess. Chuck?
Hey, guys. Hey, I was playing golf with a guy about 25 years ago, and he owned a cabinet shop in Louisville, Kentucky, and he did custom cabinets for Louisville and Southern Indiana. And he was telling me a story where he was doing some work for his fuzzy cellar, putting in new cabinets in his wife's kitchen. He said he was working on a Saturday morning. He said all of a sudden he looked up, and here comes John Daly down the back stairs, nothing on but a bathrobe and a cigarette hanging out of his mouth. So he went over to the refrigerator, opened it up, grabbed out a beer, and Fuzzy yelled at him and said, "John." So John looked at him and said, "What, you want to do shots this early?"
Thank you, Chuck.
Some people just read it, baby, and they were born that way.
He's always ready.
You better believe it.
Rhett Bryan joins us, executive producer of Titans Radio. Rhett B, what's up, man? How are you?
I'm good. Fresh out of the barber chair, ready for a little photo shoot on Monday with the Tennessee Titans. So it should be good.
So fresh and so clean.
There you go.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, it's all starting.
It is. I mean, this is the last weekend where there's not a whole lot going on, and next week, I mean, it's rock and roll time. So, you know, the opening presser next Tuesday, Wednesday practice, like it's here. It's time. So we've made it to the start line.
The rookies are already there, correct? What's the schedule moving toward Wednesday?
I think so. Yesterday, the rookies and the injured players reported, which is why you heard the news about Amani Hooker and about J.C. Latham starting out on PUP.
Right.
Didn't sound like either one of those were going to be long things. It's just kind of how it all started. And so anyway, they're all, you know, the rooks, if I'm guessing here, are probably getting a quick refresher course on retention of what they learned. And, you know, I mean, they have them report first anyway for that reason, just to kind of see what they, you know, summer's over and what did you retain over the break after 4th of July? So.
Yeah, they want to hit the ground running. They always talk about that when they break for the off period there. You mentioned the PUP list. So the Titans put J.C. Latham and Amani Hooker on the PUP list. They do count against the 90-man offseason roster limit. They can attend meetings and use team medical facilities, but they cannot practice. Here's the thing, Rhett, though, because a lot of people, I mean, reacted immediately when J.C. Latham was announced as a part of that list, but they can come off the PUP list at any time.
That's right. That's exactly right. And listen, I mean, Robert Saleh said it, I want to say the first or second day of mandatory minicamp, that he was working through something. So it's no secret that, you know, he had something going on. And so it was not a complete surprise to me that he starts in reporting on the PUP list. And yes, you're right. They can be removed from that and activated at any given time. So, you know, let's not get out our jumps to conclusions, Matt. Let's just kind of see how the picture develops here, right?
As Coach Mack used to say, keep your powder dry.
That's exactly right. Let's keep our powder dry.
Well, and I get the reaction on the J.C. Latham thing because we're going into year 3 with him, and this is a big evaluation year for him in terms of what people think he is moving forward, right?
No, it's 100% right. And, you know, when you're trying to figure out, as we've been talking all off season, about what does the center position look like, what does the right guard position look like, you're set on the left side. It's center and going right that you have some question marks about. So I think that's another reason why, you know, people got on their radar pretty quick when it was reported that J.C. Latham's on PUP list, or reported to start on PUP list. But you're right, it's a huge year for him. And, you know, it's a different world. You know, he went from left tackle to right tackle Now, second year at right tackle, but with different head coach, different offensive coordinator, different position coach. So, he knows the onus is on him as he gets more and more into his rookie contract.
Gordy, we had a chance to talk to Greg Cosell, and I asked him the same question I'm going to ask you. When you watch this team start out, what are you looking forward to see from this team, and what unit are you looking at first?
Well, from a 30,000-foot view, I want to see how Robert Saleh operates a training camp practice. Mm-hmm. I want to see how involved everyone is in every phase. If it's what I think it is going to be, not going to be a whole lot of hands on hips. Like it's going to be, you're going to be doing something. You're going to be occupied with some type of exercise or drill throughout the course of the practice. So that's the first thing. And then the second part of that, I'm looking at the bigs. I'm looking at the offensive line. I'm looking at the front four of this 4-3 even front now. And who's in there, as Mac would say, who's who in the zoo. I start with the bigs because that's where all of it is when you're trying to control the line of scrimmage. And then clearly you're going to go and look at Cam year 2. You're going to look at wide receivers versus DBs and just kind of go on from there. But that's where my interest starts. Now, that being said, we're going to have a few days before we get into a padded practice, and then you're really going to have a focus on the biggies then, because that's what you want to see is who looks like what and how when they put on the pads and go at it.
Yeah, you mentioned the front four. That's where Cosell went. He said, obviously offensive line, so I'll just skip that one. But he said front four. When he was in town, he said it was amazing to see how big all of those guys were, the get off the bus guys,
Oh, man. I mean, Jermaine Johnson, look, he's a big, long dude. He was coming out of college. And, yeah, he looks the part. And, of course, we know Jeffrey Simmons looks like a Marvel character. But he should get a part as an extra in like an Avengers movie or something. And John Franklin Myers is a large man himself. And then Keldrick Falk. Yeah. Here's the youngster and who's just, 21-year-old guy who really hadn't filled into an NFL body yet and is a massive, long human being. So they've got a type. And so, I'm very interested to see how that chronicles along. And when we get to some vanilla football in the preseason games, but in the scrimmages and those things, seeing this rotation that he keeps talking about, because I keep thinking about this. Jeffrey Simmons keeps bringing up how, I want more snap count. I want more snap count. That's going to be a little battle between the head coach and the defensive star. We know how that's going to end up. It's going to be what Robert Saleh wants. And so that on third down, Jeffrey Simmons could be the best Jeffrey Simmons he can be. And so, listen, he's an alpha and he wants all the snaps he can get, but we also want him to play in December and hopefully January and February and beyond.
Well, the other thing about the defensive line, and I'm really interested to see what they do, because Saleh likes to rotate guys and likes to use a lot of as you just mentioned, use a lot of players there so players are getting rest. But Keldrick Falk did that at Auburn. They moved him around the line. So I'm anxious to see what they do with him as training camp starts.
Absolutely. And, although, he's moving to a different level and things are different and faster and everybody's a big fish in the big pond, it would be interesting to see the runway of his usage, and because he'd been moved around in that Auburn front, a part of their defense. And here's the other part of it, guys. I want to see, you're talking about the rotation. I want to see the Jacob Martin of it all. I want to see the Jalen Harrell of it all. I want to see all these guys that are going to be churning in and out of there. Because, listen, Jacob Martin, the ninth-year man from Temple, knows this defense like Jermaine Johnson knows this defense. And he was a guy that was, showing signs of he knew where to be and what to do when OTAs and minicamp was rolling through. I've got 2 or 3 names that people need to pay attention to, especially if they've gotten their tickets and they're going to some of these open practices. Jacob Martin, number 57, is a guy you should watch. And then, a couple of the other ones. Don't sleep on Jaron Kanik, the converted tight end from Oklahoma. Pick 225 in round 7. Guy was an athlete. He was a 4-star athlete coming out of high school. He ran a 10.37 100 meters, guys. And, played he was a run first quarterback in high school and ran for, I don't know, like 1,500 yards, threw for another 900 and something and several touchdowns his senior year in high school. Played in Brent Venables' defense, and then in 2025 flipped to tight end, 44 catches, 400 or 500 yards. The guy has some skills, and I'm not saying it's going to be the end of the world. He's going to, beat out a bunch of guys in that tight end room, but I think his profile is more of an H-back type player. But you're going to see him, provided he's available, healthy, and all those things, and nothing unforeseen happens. You're going to see him in these preseason games and stuff. You're going to see kind of what he can do, because there's a Kyle Juszczyk 49ers kind of feel to that guy.
Gordy, real quick, man, what are your thoughts on these safeties walking into a training camp? Hooker, Winston, Adams.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we got to see when Hooker gets back from the pup lift.
Right.
Winston, you know how high I am on him. Like, I can't wait to see this cat roll out there. And looks like it probably beat the Tony Adams show for a little bit until Amani gets his footing and gets back into the things. But Kevin Winston Jr., I say it, and I keep saying it, he has a chance to be the linchpin of this defense because of what he was drafted for. He is a big, long prospect and a thumper safety. And I'm very anxious to see him now healthy and ready to roll. And listen, the whole secondary, Ron, I mean, I want to see Cordell Flott, and I want to see Alante Taylor, and I want to see Marcus Harris work in the nickel. And I want to see these guys against the, Carnell Tates and the Calvin Ridleys and all that rotation and the Wandale Robinson, Chim and Ellick. Like, there's so much to keep an eye on in this. And then don't sleep on the tight ends. I'm telling you.
Right.
The Daniel Bellinger of it all and the Gunnar Helm of it all, I think that's going to be a thing.
Rhett Bryant, executive producer, Titans Radio. Thank you, Rhett. Have a great weekend, man. I appreciate you being flexible.
Appreciate you, Gordon.
Glad to do it, y'all. Glad to do it. Y'all, it's Friday. Y'all act like it now.
Yeah, hell yeah. Let's go.
Better know it.
All for it. Todd Furman talks about sports from a betting perspective. What does this LeBron news do to the slotting of the NBA? Also, we'll hit NASCAR with him. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening? What's happening, good people? Let me go on and tell you while you're walking into your weekend what you need to be looking for. That is a truck. Yeah, Mid-10 Ford, they got you covered. They're going to take care of you. All you got to do is slide in there and let them know, hey, man, Big Slay told me. And they will look out for you. Go in there and holler at my guys, Trey, Matt. They're going to be right there to help you walk through the process of going to get your truck. And guess what? It's nothing that's going to be pressure, no high pressure, just low pressure approach, no gimmicks, no pushy sale tactics. That's not what they're about. They're about getting the job done and getting you comfortable and understanding exactly what you're getting into. It's a one-stop shop. If you need service, Mid-10 Ford, they got you covered. They are the ones you need to be looking for. When it comes to the right vehicle, they got you covered. Even a body shop, service, financing, sales, they got it, all of that. All you got to do is go to 1319 Foster Avenue. Visit mid10fordtrucks.com.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brett Doherty, Ron Slay with you. Babs on assignment. She'll be back on Monday. Hope you're having a great Friday. The weekend is here. What we call Friday around here?
Get Friday! What trash talk?
Todd Furman joins us now from Vegas. Todd, what's up? How are you?
I am doing well. Hopefully the couple days that you guys spent at SEC Media Days were therapeutic and cathartic for the amount of whining and crying that came out of most of those SEC programs over the last couple of days.
Well, it was 4 days, Todd.
Is that what you looked at it as, whining and crying, Todd?
I mean, look, Slay, if everybody wants to come up with an excuse why the Big Ten has won 3 straight national championships and how playing 9 conference games is that much more difficult, Drink, who can't win a game against a ranked opponent within the league or outside the league to save his life, there seem to be a whole lot of excuses. And as somebody who was an SEC Conference Player of the Year like yourself, I mean, that's not the kind of narrative and or storyline you're used to embracing over there, my friend.
No, you're right. Listen, there's no pushback from me. I just think when you look at the other conferences from top to bottom, it's not that competitive as the SEC top to bottom. But I get it. I get it.
No, look, I am not going to argue that for a second. When you look at the SEC in terms of what the teams are at the top versus the teams at the bottom, it is the narrowest margin between the top and bottom from a power rating perspective of any league in the country. But last I checked, we don't judge the merits of these leagues based on parity. It's winning national championships. And I'm sure SEC fans would feel a heck of a lot better, or I should say certain programs, if the top teams went out there and performed and were able to punch their ticket to the national semifinals or a national title, more so than saying, look, we have the deepest league in the country, 1 through 16.
I just happen to have the South Carolina schedule up from last year, and I know we're not talking about a playoff team there, but they did play 6 consecutive teams ranked in the top 14. Lost all of them, but number 11 LSU, number 14 Oklahoma, number 4 Alabama, number 7 Ole Miss, number 3 Texas A&M. Does Big Ten schools have to deal with anything like that?
No, they don't necessarily have to deal with that, but look at Ohio State's schedule, and it's not like they've got a whole lot of cupcakes in front of them this year, and there's a reason their win total is 9.5 for a program that consistently wins 10 games or better. But at the same time, you do have to go out there and win those national playoff games, and suddenly a win over Texas A&M for an SEC team doesn't look nearly as good when A&M can't score at home against Miami, who didn't even win the ACC. So I do think you have to look at all of these teams individually when you're trying to assess them, and all of us fall victim to this kind of mentality that we look at these leagues from top to bottom, we try and assess the overall power profile and rate these teams accordingly. But the reality of it is you could have an ACC that's utter garbage, but if you have 2 good teams, that may be a better storyline than some of these leagues that are deeper from top to bottom that essentially amount to a mushy middle.
So the media votes are in. The predicted order of finish coming out at SEC Media Days, LSU at 5. It would be, they're not firing him, obviously, after one season for, wins or losses, but it would be loud in Baton Rouge if that were to happen. Where are they win-loss total?
The Boo Birds would come out in full force, especially when you have a prominent national media personality saying that LSU should judge the merits of the season on winning a national championship. And I think that is an absolute leap of faith for a Tigers team that's still not sure if Sam Levitt's foot is going to hold up and be able to lead them to victory throughout the course of the regular season. We know how much LSU spent on their roster, but you look at odds makers, their over-under sits at 8.5. They are actually an odds-on favorite to miss the playoff. So if LSU is going to have a seat at the table and have a chance to win a national title, they're going to have to exceed odds makers' expectations, get to a minimum 9 wins, and it makes them a live underdog if you believe in the power of Baton Rouge and Lane Kiffin providing that 1-2 punch to get them into the field of 12.
So media goes top 4, Georgia, Texas, Ole Miss, Texas A&M. Where are you on that?
I'm not nearly as high on Texas A&M. I think it's a team that if I was selling stock in one of the teams towards the top of the league, they would be my number 1 candidate for that. And the reason I say that, you look at this A&M team, they lost a ton along the offensive line. They lost some key contributors defensively. You lose Casey Concepcion in the receiving room. And it's an A&M team that was exposed in their regular season finale against Texas that they didn't look like they had the same athletes or playmakers. And then they followed it up with another dud against Miami. So I can understand why Texas A&M has this lofty power rating. But it's a team I'm going to be looking to sell early on in the season. And it's all about the numbers and some of the opportunities that could avail themselves. If I look at some of the other SEC teams with lofty expectations, my biggest question mark is around Ole Miss. I think Trinidad Chambliss is the real deal. Kejuan Lacey is arguably the number one running back, maybe not just in the conference, but in the country if he goes out there and performs. But this is still an Ole Miss defense that took on a lot of water. And if we're judging the effectiveness of Pete Golding as a head coach based on 2 data points, look, no disrespect to what went on in Oxford, but I think the 3 of us could put together a game plan that would have beaten Tulane when John Summerall had a foot out the door in the playoff. The win over Georgia cemented expectations where they are, but I think it's tougher for a head coach to replicate that kind of effort, that intensity, and that game plan week in, week out, given the rigors of the SEC, especially a league now that only has 1 bye, and all these teams are going to play 12 games in 13 weeks without a whole lot of off weeks in the middle.
Is there a team you would buy in the SEC where you find value?
Oklahoma, probably the team that I'm looking to buy, because I think people kind of want to throw that baby out with the bathwater, given how ineffective the offense looked over the latter portion of the schedule, starting with John Mateer's injury from the broken hand, highlighted by how they stubbed their toe and then some in the opening round of the playoffs against Alabama before Alabama got boat raced in the Rose Bowl by Indiana. Oklahoma at this point, until proven otherwise, is going to have a top-tier defense. That's Brent Venables' fingerprints all over that stop unit. It's an offensive line that I think can only get better going forward. A healthy Mateer gives them a little bit more of a dynamic playmaker with a full season of playing against SEC caliber defenses to adjust. Oklahoma is a team that I think is being a little bit overlooked and maybe even a sleeper to win the conference this year.
See, this is the top father I like. This is the top father I know right here when you get to rambling off these goods that you got. Now, tell me this. Since we talk about what's returning, we talk about what's leading, we talk about guys that not going to do complaining, why don't you buy stock in Ole Miss?
I just think it's a defense that has to show me an awful lot. I didn't love what I saw from that stop unit week in, week out throughout the course of last season. Didn't bring in what I would define as a ton of difference makers to try and see that group show a bump. And with a defensive-minded head coach, usually you think his fingerprints are going to be all over that stop unit. And that unit would take a step forward. But I wonder at the same time, if you're going to try and protect and inflate your defense, does that mean you're neutering the offense and taking away some of the improvisation that makes Trinidad Chambliss so electric out there? And then you dig into Ole Miss's schedule. I mean, look, it's not going to be one where they can just show up and expect to win week in, week out. And the challenges start as early as week 1, a game that'll be right in your backyard when they take on a Louisville team that I think is a little bit overvalued on a neutral field. Yes, you got a game against Charlotte, kind of sandwiched in there. What'll be a cauldron-type atmosphere Saturday, September 19th against LSU. And a game that I'm not sure is necessarily a layup by any stretch of the imagination when you go to Gainesville to take on a Florida team that we're not sure what they're going to look like early in the season. Worst-case scenario for Ole Miss, I mean, there is a non-zero chance that they're going into the bye week 5 with a 1-3 record. Do I think that's likely? No. I see them probably more likely to be 3-1, but it's not outside the realm of possibility that this Ole Miss experience gets completely off the rails if Pete Golding can't show that he is a consummate head coach and going to get the best out of his team week in, week out. Because as you guys know, it's different when you're game planning every single week than when you have 3 weeks to put together a game plan for a playoff game and then essentially 2 weeks or a little bit less to build for an opponent that you already faced earlier in the year in the form of the Georgia Bulldogs.
Might you find value in Mississippi State or Auburn? Mississippi State placed at 15 from the SEC media, Auburn 12. I do like those quarterbacks, Byron Brown. I think Kamario Taylor, we've talked a lot about on this show. We think he's going to be a lot of people don't even know who he is, but they will. Any value in those two?
I do like Kamario Taylor quite a bit. I want to see some more consistency, and he's got to learn to get down when he gets outside the tackle boxes. We're going to learn an awful lot about Mississippi. Yeah, we're going to learn a lot about Mississippi State before they even get into conference play the third week in September. When they go to Minneapolis to take on Minnesota, I think that is going to be a tremendous litmus test for where Jeff Levy's team is. They exceeded odds makers' expectations last year with their win total, narrowly came up short against Texas in a game that went to overtime. So I do think Mississippi State is a team that I could be looking to buy or sell on a week-in, week-out basis, more so than kind of painting with broad strokes and trying to bet in them in the regular season win totals. Okay. Auburn is another side where I'm very interested to see how things look for Alex Golesh, essentially taking the USF roster and playing an SEC caliber schedule. a fun non-conference game for them to start right out of the gates against a Baylor team that they embarrassed last year. Baylor is not a team that I'm extremely high on. Auburn goes in that game right around a touchdown favorite, but I think their schedule sets up favorably as well because they won't play their first true road game as I look at the schedule until they go to Neyland Stadium in early October. So if they're able to hold serve against Baylor, win games at home against Vanderbilt and Florida, there's going to be a lot of optimism. My concern for Byron Brown, he's not the most accurate passer. He leans into his legs, and as you guys have seen in the SEC, this ain't playing an AAC grind of schedule. So if you're not going to hit the open receiver, those are much tighter windows that you're going to be asked to throw into each and every Saturday all fall long.
Todd Furman, our guy in Vegas, talking sports from a betting perspective.
Todd, Father, I can't wait till the next time we get you in person. You know why? Because I'm putting you in the boom boom room. You're going in the boom boom room.
Do I have to wear pants in the boom boom room, Slay, or will they have those there for me if I don't come dressed appropriately?
We got jerseys for you in the boom boom room. How about that?
All right. Well, we'll take it. Look, you know where you don't need to wear pants though? If you want to come for a nice family dinner, Benihana. There's no dress code there, so you would have fit in perfectly for us at the world's largest Benihana on a Tuesday night, my friend. It didn't feel like the group was complete without the par Slay sitting at the table telling us what we were doing wrong with our lives.
I'm telling you, dog. That's why that's my favorite. You can't go wrong right there. Fine wine cuisine right there is what that is.
Well, the pants that they gave him at Burns Steakhouse in Tampa were actually so short that they weren't that much longer than his shorts that they made him replace.
I mean, look, they would have been pants for a regular-sized adult male, but we know Slay is a little bit taller than the rest of us. I'm just happy that, Slay in his current form, had a waist that was able to fit him above all else.
Hey, man, what's wrong with you, man?
See, he brings up Burns Steakhouse night, but he doesn't bring up family night. You and Nicole would have had a great time on family night.
I mean, look, if you guys had told us next time we come rolling with you, not only do we get a steakhouse dinner, we get to go see some of the finer establishments in Tampa. I'll let Babs come with the hard sell for my better half.
I think we can make
Mons Venus and then a casino until 3 a.m. We were at Mons Venus for 20 minutes.
you know who's a big fan of the Hard Rock throughout the state of Florida? One Mr. Insider. He's got all the tips, he knows all the locations, and he knows where all the juicy slot machines are any given Saturday.
I knew I should have called my guy.
Freaking slot machine.
I knew I should have called.
That's Babsy's thing.
Let me ask you this, Tom.
You can roll through money fast in a slot machine.
Oh, it's pathetic.
You can roll through money fast in the boom boom room and Bonds Venus as well. Don't kid yourself, Mayor.
This is true too. This is absolutely true. How much stock do you put in a guy like Gunnar Stockton?
I think you have to be optimistic, given the experience that Gunnar Stockton brings to the table. I mean, this is a Georgia team that brings back about 70% of the overall production from last year's roster, more than 60% on the offensive side, more than 70% defensively. And from a defensive perspective, that's always been when Kirby Smart has his best football team. So I don't think Gunnar Stockton's going to be asked to go out there and win football games leading this Georgia team. But in a day and age where you have so much turnover at a lot of the key positions, it's hard not to place added emphasis on what a veteran quarterback can give you, especially if they're going to give him an opportunity to kind of cut it loose a little bit and take full command of that offense. This is a Georgia team whose win total sits at 9.5. I think they have an excellent opportunity to get to 10. And some of the sharpest guys that I talked to have actually bet Georgia to win the SEC this year at prices a little bit north of 3-1.
Did you bet LeBron to Philly?
I didn't have that kind of intel, and apparently the prediction markets didn't either. When you look at the price that was available, he went off this morning, I saw before they pulled it, at around 9% probability to end up in Philly. It gives them a very dynamic starting five. I'm not sure how that depth is going to look, and you're going to have a lot of ball-dominant players sharing and exploring different roles. So I think Nick Nurse has to become the master chemist, putting all of those pieces together. But the luxury afforded in the NBA, you get 82 games of a preseason, just qualify for the postseason tournament and figure out the perfect recipe and solution to get you across the finish line for the city of brotherly love that has long been starved just to get to the NBA Finals since Allen Iverson was around the point.
Especially on the heels of what the Knicks did. Yeah. They need it. Boston did it. New York did it. Philly, boy, I know they need this.
I mean, look, if you're a Celtics fan, you can't exactly be thrilled going, wait, we traded them Jaylen Brown for spare parts. They go out and get LeBron. Suddenly we become a little bit of an afterthought within the division. Yeah. Now, all of that being said, guys, I'm not making a case to bet Philly to win the NBA title at a price of 9, 10, or 12-1. by any stretch of the imagination. I do think it'll be fascinating TV when the NBA releases the schedule, and that team will be featured quite prominently, I have to imagine, on a lot of standalone primetime games. But it's not a team that I think is a legitimate threat as it stands now to dethroning either the Knicks atop the East, although I'm not a buyer in them, but maybe more importantly, the two-headed monster in the Western Conference with San Antonio and OKC.
Yeah, I got to wait to see how healthy they are.
Todd Furman with us at Todd Furman. Joey Logano wins in North Wilkesboro, Indianapolis Motor Speedway. What should we be looking at?
Credit to Joey Logano. You could see some of the frustration he had shown previously, knowing how long it had been since he'd driven into victory lane, had a fast car early and was able to keep it up front with a dominating performance there at North Wilkesboro. Interested to see if we go back there next year for a points-paying race. We're going back to a track known for high horsepower, and I don't think it'll surprise any of you guys in terms of who is the short shot on the board. It's the driver of the 11 car in Denny Hamlin, priced right around plus $350 to $4. But when I look a little bit further down the board, Denny's going to be in the mix. I'm not going to sugarcoat it and pretend otherwise that he won't be there. I think Chase Briscoe is a guy who's starting to find his stride, like what I've seen, and Toyota has shown plenty of horsepower. Indiana kid would love nothing more than to be able to win at Speedway. Chase Briscoe around 10-1 might be worth a small investment early in the week.
Like it. Todd, I need to, coming off the World Cup, man, I was watching all of the games. Like, I got all into it. I need a Premier League team. Who should I go with?
Here's the thing. I'm not going to dip my toes into that water and suggest which team that you should follow. From what I've been told from some of my friends that are also feeling a little bit of a hole in their sports calendar right now in the World Cup action, that NBC Sports actually has a pretty good tool there that you put in some of the things that you're looking for in terms of the kind of sides that you gravitate towards, and they try and pair you up almost like a matchmaker with a Premier League team. So that could be a perfect exercise for you, Mayor, to go after it. But if you're looking for a team that's borderline relegation territory like you're used to with the Tennessee Titans, I mean, just pick one of the three teams that'll be making their Premier League debut in 2027 that get promoted from the football championship last season.
You always got to work in a Titans blast, don't you?
Well, I got to work it in now because I actually have been doing some digging, and I may be a little bit more optimistic on the Titans going into this season than I initially thought. So we have plenty of time to dissect the NFL schedule, win totals, and everything that comes along with it. But it's a Titans team whose schedule sets up nicely out of the gates that we could be talking week 4, the Tennessee Titans 2-1, a sophomore quarterback building confidence on the same page as Brian Dable, a defense that maybe looks the part. As long as they don't shoot themselves in their foot, maybe this Titans team has a chance to flirt with being the second best team in the division.
You heard this in about 3 or 4 years right here. Sound good to me, Todd Father.
Traylon Burks ain't walking through that door anytime soon, Slay.
And that's the damn problem. That's the problem right there. Because he ain't walking through the door. Because that's 6 wins automatically, Todd. You right.
I mean, look, I'm not sure he could walk through the door with his busted-up lower body. It might have to be on a little rascal scooter or with crutches. The Traylon Burks that we saw towards the latter portion of his time with the Titans wasn't walking around on 2 healthy legs by any stretch of the imagination. But I'd still make him an odds-on favorite to beat you in a 40-yard dash, Slay, so that's for sure.
AI generated.
Yeah, AI generated. Well, you know what, Brent? He says AI generated. That might be the only way Slay finishes the 40 right now.
Oh, man. So what is the win total for the Titans?
6.5, shaded to the under, minus $1.30-ish. If you shop around, you can find some 5.5, heavily juiced over. But I am down on the Colts. I am down on the Jags. I am bullish on the Houston Texans. I think the Titans have a chance to get to 7 wins. They're going to have to show me a little bit early on, but they're favored in their season opener. So you got to go out there and win that game. And then you get the Giants, who have a short week after playing the Rams on a Monday night. So if the Titans can build some confidence and be 2-1 after 3 weeks, hey, we've seen it time and time again in the National Football League. You change the man behind the bench, and suddenly things head in a different direction with Robert Saleh there and being a little bit more hands-off offensively, letting Brian Dable do his thing.
Defense, Todd Father. Defense.
Well, I mean, defense has to be an upgrade by default. But where I would start, Slay, is just not turning the ball over and shooting themselves in the foot. And immediately it makes them a more competitive football team each and every Sunday.
All right, Todd. Next time we go to Tampa, you're coming.
I mean, one of these days, I'm going to get these invites for when 3HL goes on the road. I know you guys like to blow me off in Vegas, so I figure my plane ticket will be in the mail for the next time you guys decide to do something away from the home office. But I'm just glad that the SEC fan bases, SEC coaches, SEC administrators could all come together. They could sit on the shrink's couch and cry about everything that's gone wrong in the league as the Big Ten continues on the ascent and the SEC continues to find its foothold as the second-best league in college football.
We'll put the plane tickets in the same package as Babs's sweater to you.
Yeah, that'll never get there. At least Slay is a man of his word. He delivered and then some. Babs, I'm still waiting for. But as you guys know, there's a couple things that go on in the industry that I call home. You expect to pay your debts on time, and you expect to be paid on time. Babs would be somewhere outside of Las Vegas right now, 6 feet under, and nobody might ever find her if she was working in my field.
All right, well, we're going to Army-Navy in New York. You should come to that.
All right, we'll have to work on it. I was there a couple of years ago and strongly encourage any college football fan to go out there and check out the posh and pageantry behind it. So we'll see if we can make that happen. And like you guys said, I'll be waiting for the plane ticket in the mail.
All right. Thank you, Todd.
Always a pleasure, guys. Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend. I'm Todd Furman on Eggs. When we come back, bingo card and more. 615-737-1045. Got to Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. That's where you need to go to get that next new vehicle. Get it done this weekend. Maybe you've been thinking about it for a while. Now is the time to go see Daniel Gupton and his crew. They got a lot of deals going on. You'll find them online, GuptonMotors.com. Everything they have going on in the month of July right there, GuptonMotors.com. The inventory there as well, new and pre-owned. Tremendous selection of pre-owned vehicles. And you'll find it there, GuptonMotors.com. All of the dealership information, address, phone number, how to find them, how to contact them, right there at GuptonMotors.com. About 30 minutes from downtown Nashville, 3224 in the new building, 3224 Tom Austin Highway, just up from the previous location. Brand spanking new, and it looks great. And you will feel great when you're walking around Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Again, about 30 minutes from downtown Nashville. I believe it will be the best vehicle buying experience you will have ever had. So if you have a process going, make sure you include Gupton. If you have not started the process, start there because it'll end there. Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, 3224 Tom Austin Highway, GuptonMotors.com.
Is it time for you to get new windows and doors? With the heat we had last month, do you realize that your windows are failing, not doing their job? Your power bill is way higher than it probably should be. It's funny, we redid our windows with Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. And then after we replaced all of those old windows downstairs, our downstairs stays so much cooler. Huge difference. I always thought, oh, yeah, I'm sure that makes a big difference, right? It really does. Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville can help you out, too, if that's where you are. And you might be surprised to learn how affordable replacement windows are from Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. Even more affordable with the Dawn deal. And for the month of July, it's 60% off Pella certified installations and 0% APR for 36 months. All you have to do, tell them, hey, I heard Dawn talk about the Dawn deal, and I'm going to need you to give that to me, and they will do it. You can stop by one of their showrooms in Franklin or Hendersonville, or give them a call at 249-1910. But the easiest way is schedule a free consultation. They will come to you. Check out the Dawn deal, and you can do it at PellaNashville.com.
A day at the spa, the perfect gift for birthdays, anniversaries, or any occasion. Lavish and luxurious, yet affordable. A grand gesture, yet simple for you. The gift card from A Moment's Peace. Give her the gift she won't buy herself. An escape, a bit of luxury. Something special that shows more than just words. A gift from A Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa in Cool Springs across I-65 from Galleria Mall. Call 615-224-0770 or go online at amomentspeace.com anytime.
3HL 1045, The Zone. Brent Doherty, Ron Slay with you. Babs will be back on Mondays. F-Dog producing at 3HL, as he always does.
What up?
Well, not always. You have time off. How about the executive producer of 3HL is Zeph?
What up? I thought about taking the day off, but Ross said no.
I always thought it was funny when Babs, like, we'd get up from a conversation and then take a picture with whoever we just talked with, and Babs would always go, because Zeph would take the picture, Babs would always go, Zeffy, will you take the picture? And I was like,
I mean, who else could take it?
I know, I just like that she calls you Zeffy in front of all these executives and media types and players.
So I typically, when we're on media days and, they're SIDs walking around with their players and stuff, and we see somebody and we're like, oh, like, hey, we haven't heard back from them. We're going to go talk to them real quick. I'll go with her and I'll introduce myself to SIDs who she typically already knows. She go, oh, yeah, this is my producer, Zeph. Like, they're not going to know that when I email them. And my email says Joseph Bonanno, not Zeph. So maybe Cumulus needs to change my email.
Maybe you need to change your name.
Legally? That seems like a lot of paperwork.
It's just Zeph.
It's just Zeph.
That would be hilarious if you did that.
I'm not going to do that. I like my name. I like my nickname, but I also like my name.
It is funny. Alyssa calls him Joseph, and every time she did it, I was like, who is Joseph? Oh, yeah.
Joseph.
3HL bingo card. He needs to get it done on the back end.
That's me for something.
Embiid.
Embiid, yep.
He said that's me for something.
Yeah, I knew it was something, but didn't know what.
Our producer is 25.
That was you.
That was me when we were talking about LeBron going into season 24.
Right.
I thought Jeffrey Simmons was the best defensive tackle in the NFL last year.
Greg Cosell. And he'd be right.
That's matching hands and balls.
Was that Cosell too?
No, it was Slay.
Oh.
I peeped it when I said it, but it was like,
Do you know when I write something down?
No.
Like, do you catch it?
Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't.
Or do you catch it in your head and be like,
I
bet Mayor's writing his now.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw you write our producer's 25 down because you kind of you're like, oh.
I mean, that was a pretty good little realization into how amazing that is. 24 years in the NBA.
Yeah, he's been doing it almost as long as I've been alive.
Do you think we should adopt an English Premier League team? Give us something else to watch?
No.
I mean, we could just watch the soccer team down the road.
Well, yeah. I get
it.
I get it.
Like, I don't need to go to Europe for that.
Well, we're not going to Europe, but they play these games at like 8 in the morning, and there's sometimes nothing to watch at this point. So
8 in the morning, just sleep.
You're never asleep, dude.
Yeah,
Once it hits 6, that's when Zeph's messages start coming in.
Yeah, my body's trained to get up at 6. I slept in until 7:30 this morning because I think I was just so tired from the week.
Oh, absolutely.
Zeph has pictures of all three of us taking naps at various points.
I'll give him one right now, if y'all dare me.
I really thought at the airport coming home that you were going to fall asleep walking. You were going so slow.
I couldn't move, dog. Could not move.
Slept on the entire way home on the flight.
And it was so hot.
It was so hot on the plane.
We're giving you the best that we got.
And the internet was out.
So I didn't even get that far.
Oh, the internet was out on the plane?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't notice. I was watching a movie.
I wish I would have had my other headphones, though, because they would have noise canceled everything, and I would have been really out.
It's like when I yelled at Zeph, and both of y'all were asleep, and I didn't notice.
What'd you say?
You didn't wake up.
Oh,
Babs woke up. She goes,
she gave me a look. Oh, yeah.
Mayor, lower your voice.
And you're like, oh, you went, oh, did I yell? I was like, yeah. Because you had your headphones on. I had my headphones on. Dawn was asleep. So you were just yelling.
I also saw this guy next to me named Chris. I always meet people on the plane, man. We swap numbers and everything.
Yeah, I ain't got no time to be playing around.
He lives in Tampa, but comes to Nashville all the time because he's got a bunch of friends in the country music world. But he's into hunting and fishing and all the outdoor stuff. Like he's in that world professionally. But he used to be a homicide detective.
Whoa.
In Tampa.
I mean, how do you just meet the most interesting people out there?
No, man, just dive in. Everybody's got a story of stuff. You don't have to just put your headphones in and watch a movie.
I don't know. The movie's pretty good.
What was it?
Project Hail Mary.
I've seen it. It's
pretty good.
It's all right.
I thought it was great.
Reason.
It's all right. Yeah. Zeph was like, I've seen half of it. This was earlier. And he goes, it's great. I'm like, yeah.
Great.
Ooh. You know what tonight is? It's Odyssey night.
You're going to the Odyssey?
Going to the Odyssey.
What time
tonight.
is your show? Like 2:30?
I'm scared I'm not going to make it. It's 11 p.m.
Oh!
I'm scared I'm not.
Coming off this week?
And it's a 3-hour movie. Oh, man. I'm a little scared.
You're going to get home at like 3:15?
I know I am.
Take some Adderall or something.
I almost picked the 3 a.m. Showing for tonight because they had better seats, but then I was like, I don't know if I can get up at 3 a.m.
What is it, Ambien? What's the little pill?
They put you out?
Nah, they keep you up.
No, Ambien puts you out.
No.
Adderall.
Adderall is something else. What is it?
Well, I mean, some people do cocaine.
Well, yeah, that too.
All right.
I think I'm going to go chug a 5-hour energy. I don't do energy drinks, but I think
you don't need it for that.
A little Celsius.
And guess what? You'll wake up in the middle of a movie, but ain't no telling what you be done miss.
Wouldn't that suck?
I'm scared I'm going to fall asleep.
It's been a long week, though.
Did you ever read the book, The Odyssey?
Mm-hmm. In high school.
But do you remember? Like, I read it, but I just remember big picture stuff.
I remember the general story. I don't remember a ton of the small details. I've brushed up a little bit.
Charlize Theron's in it. We found that out.
Mm-hmm.
Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway's in it.
They got a heck of a roster.
Matt Damon is Odysseus. Right?
Yeah. He's the main character. Tom Holland, he's in there. So Spider-Man in there. Hey, that comes out next week, too. The new Spider-Man movie. Can't wait for that. I will be going to that. I will be trying to go for the opening night of that.
I'll check that out.
Candy B91, late bingo entry, Ural.
For what?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
Rick James.
I'm Rick James, which.
We
are out of our minds. I'm pretty proud of us that it wasn't 3 hours of this.
Something get us out here earlier than this. This is what I'm talking about.
I would have, but breaks are short today, so
oh darn,
got to get there.
It felt like it was short.
I'm pretty proud of us. Proud of us.
Keep it dry.
Proud of us for not losing contain here today.
Ooh-wee. I'm proud of us for making it through. I'm proud of y'all for listening.
Yeah, man.
Rolling with us.
Have a great weekend.
Shout out to the listeners that were in the airport too.
Hell yeah.
I was just so tired. I couldn't remember names for shout outs. I apologize.
Chris was my guy next to me. There you go. Homicide detective for 14 years. I'll tell you why he quit in a minute. Or not quit, but went a different direction. Appreciate you guys including us in your day and in your lives. We do not take that for granted, nor do we take that lightly. Hopefully we were able to put a smile on your face at some point. 3HL is organized chaos. Have a great weekend, y'all. Good night. God bless.
See ya.
Wouldn't want to be unless you were getting a shout out. Shout out to the Hitman. Happy birthday, big guy.
Happy birthday,